You know the drill. It's GB Sports, it's Poppy Golf, and this time around, it's with Vitality. And we're starting out with Knocko. Hole 1.
Okay, understanding. It's all good. All good in the hood.
Full send in the beginning.
Unlucky.
Okay. We got some information here.
You guys are welcome.
You can do it.
Yeah, I know. You can do it, maybe.
Hey!
That's our.
Is it in?
Yeah, in, of course, it's in the bush.
Very nice.
Okay, he wants to do that too, man. Shift S to.
Yeah, go farm a grump while doing this.
Wait, what is it?
You'll miss it.
It's 2 tries.
Why?
You'll miss it again, by the way. It's not in. It needs to be in. It's not in.
But this guy is my jungle. Hey! This guy is my jungle. You are telling me this guy plays Poppy.
What am I seeing here?
He missed.
Oh no.
Close.
Oh no.
You're
Okay.
You're tryharding too much.
It opens to the right. Nice.
That's the fourth. Can you get it in
Flash
5?
him.
Bro, what is happening?
Flashy.
Just eat?
Yeah.
Bro, just eat.
And that's 5. Right, on to the next one.
Yes, where is it? Is it?
Next to the dog.
My AD carry can't even find the dummy, bro.
Now he will one-tap it though. Okay, he did actually.
And hole in 1!
I mean, his goat is Tarzan, so it's understandable. He full sent it?
Oh, yes.
Hey, and hole in 1 already.
Okay.
Goated.
Do the Karzi.
Hole 2.
Holy. Oh no.
Less than 4, it's like 3.
Oh my god.
Okay, he can do it.
Can you get it in 3?
You're
Boom, 3. That's 5 in total.
That was the last one already.
Yeah, go for it.
You're gonna aim? Oh.
Okay, full send.
Whoa. Really good. Yeah, kill the crab real fast. Oh.
I think it's too much. Too much. Oh my god.
On to the third one. On to the fourth one.
No.
Okay, that's bad D by the way. I'm gonna get cooked now.
Stun it.
Hey, what are you
You
doing,
will
bro?
stun it.
On to the 5th.
Oh.
On to the
Enough?
6th.
It's fine.
And that's 11.
5.
Nice, full send.
Really good.
Full send, yeah?
Full send, you can hit, yeah?
Check just a bit. Oh my god.
On to the 3rd stroke.
Okay.
Hey!
That's good.
That's 8 in total for now. But this one is possible to do in 2.
Full send into small send.
So he's doing good by the way.
Oh. 3rd one. 4th one.
My AD is better than my jungle.
Hey!
You like me, huh?
So that's 1. And you can get it in 2 if you time it correctly.
It is.
Missed.
Aye.
But if you get this one, you're in the same phase as Kazi.
Same as me, bro. Same as me. Come on.
Hey!
Okay.
Nice. Well, see, right?
Yes, and this is where Kazi screwed up.
Yay, my favorite moment of the week, GV Games, and you can watch the second episode of this one actually on YouTube. You know what I really like?
Of the week, we got G2 Fnatic today.
Yeah, but not the GV Games. You have
Okay,
another
I'll
one
take
ready?
it. Yeah, no, well, I don't know. Yeah, they're
You're
gonna be ready.
spoiling. I don't know about this. You know what I like the most though? It's the reaction shots from players flaming their teammates when they're on the bench.
Okay, can we introduce Jankos like he's right here?
Hi!
Hey guys.
Welcome. How are you doing? You were here yesterday though, so I wanted to let you warm up. Maybe take a breather, think about what happened yesterday. How are you
No, I don't want to think
doing?
about what happened yesterday.
No?
I think we move on, and we have Vitality now.
I sadly think that we're gonna have to, and you know what? We even brought the receipt because you're here to talk about Navi, and we had the camera on you yesterday. We had the camera to see all the reactions, to take it all in and leave it with you because you get to enjoy your team. And yeah, describe to us what happened, all the emotions that went through your mind.
Well, I think most of the replay things we were winning, and I think now we started losing.
You can actually
And now
directly
it's
see when you
completely
said it.
cooked,
Yeah.
so...
Oh, now you're coping, you're full coping, trying to
It's fully
explain how you're supposed to win.
Guys, it's okay. It's a best of 3.
I mean, but I get his reaction totally because watching the game yesterday, I was watching it at home, right, just being a viewer, and I was super excited for what I was seeing from Navi, right? It's just a shame that they didn't really win, but today, surely, today is
No, I mean,
is
today,
the win.
okay, let's be realistic, okay? As a professional Navi coper,
Right.
Coper,
Okay.
all right.
We played against Spring Champions that represented our region at multiple internationals before with mixed results, but they did. And we put on a fight. Wherever MKOI was in their best shape or not, that is irrelevant. They are still the Spring Champions, and we didn't have a Summer Champion yet. So they are still the current champions of LEC.
Man, this,
I like that cope.
man, this guy is so
He's
good at
setting
coping.
it
It's
so well.
insane.
He's setting it so
And
well.
you know, we are gonna face Vitality.
Yeah,
They are garbage.
the words are
So
set here, okay.
I think today's the day that we will get our first win.
I actually want to compliment
Hopefully
some of that a little bit because you're coping, right? But if you go into the gameplay
He's hoping,
elements,
man. Like,
he's
yeah.
coping, he's hoping, he's doing all of it. But I think if you actually go into the gameplay elements of it, I think Navi showed way more than anyone expected yesterday. I think Larsen on the Akali was such a huge surprise. Not just the fact that he locked it in, but the fact that he played so well on it. I think early games of Navi, in general, it actually went way better than I expected.
Vintage Larsen reminded me of 2022.
Yeah, that was a good year for Larsen. Hopefully, he's still getting a return to form, right? And it should start today because this is one of those games where I feel like maybe the viewers don't really understand the gravity of it. But I do feel like if Navi wins this game against Vitality, it's pretty much locking them into playoffs given how the schedule looks for their group, their future opponents and everything, and they're upside down.
And we see them arriving in the studio with the beautiful sun of Berlin, something that we cannot always see. Hello, Adam. I hope you're going to be great today. But yeah, talking about Navi, honestly, GB, you know more than anyone. Wait, are they in cosplay? What is this?
It's a Nako flag.
There's a Nako towel? Okay, Vitality, I'm gonna need the merch.
Let me buy that.
But although you were talking about this, when you look at the standings right now, it's looking pretty dire for either team, actually, GB. What can we expect here?
I mean, yeah, so
What is the hope?
so you just need to get fourth, and then you're locked in for the cross-play where you're playing against the other group, right? So as long as you're not fifth, you're good. And looking at Group A right now, you can clearly see that Vitality and Navi, they're the one who's fighting for that bottom spot. They're the one who needs to go in for the fourth, so therefore that's just the most important matchup for them right now.
But what is the importance of schedule here? Because Navi, they've already played 2 games, 2 left. For Vitality, it's a different story though, and I feel like the worst is behind Navi, should be,
Exactly.
right?
One victory can be enough, right? You're looking at Navi. Today they're playing against Vitality. I'm not going to quote Jankos, but he had some opinions on them. And then they're playing against GX, which is quite a strong team. But if you are Vitality, you're playing against Navi. But then, you talked about champions. They're playing against Winter champions, and then they have Spring champions to play against.
And who played against this team already? Navi did.
Exactly.
And who lost against this team already?
Navi
Navi
did.
did.
Yeah, exactly. So that is why today is probably the most important matchup of regular season for both Navi and Vitality in terms of making it forward.
All right, then I want to ask you guys, who is going to be the difference maker for each team? And I want to ask the first Navi Coper first. Who's going to be the best player in your team?
We actually believe in team cohesion and playing as a team. So there's not gonna be a single star. The whole sky is gonna lit up, and Navi is gonna come down crashing in a good way.
In a good way?
Like we will crash.
Like shooting stars?
I mean.
Okay, buddy, that's a great way of saying that that you guys take turns carrying and then ending the game down.
Okay,
so.
okay, Larsen actually did very well yesterday. I was, you know, I couldn't believe my eyes in a good way. His Akali was like, he was like Zika on Akali. He was like Chovy. He was like Prime Faker. Caps, I may say. I don't know if he can like run it back today or not, but I feel like even everybody stepped up yesterday. We had a bad game too, and we still crawl our way back into the game because I'm going through. So yeah, overall, I think the boys are confident in a good way, right? Like yesterday's lose gave a lot of confidence to our team, I think, because the games look much better against KC. The only thing I'm worried about is that Vitality didn't really play since week 1. And I don't know how
Even
much...
in week 1, but yeah, we can talk about that later.
Oh, they did. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. So, oh, yeah, but anyway. Yeah, well, I didn't say that, but I did call them garbage, and they were in week 1, and I kind of agree with this, with your statement. But anyways, I feel like they might have some hidden cards. And that's what I would be very cautious of.
But that's the thing, who would be the hidden card of Vitality? Again, we saw them in week 1. That's ages ago. Anything can happen.
It was probably the man we just saw earlier with Nako, because I feel like he is, for me, the clear standout, because Karzi right now, I feel like he's going through a slight slump where when I would think of him, I would always think that he's the psycho of the team. He's the guy who's going to pump out the damage. He's going to carry the team. But right now, Nako, the guy who had the most impact, arguably, in their first series against GX, if I'm not mistaken, he was stuck a little bit on tank duty, so I really need them to bring out a little bit more and empower this man right there.
GB, do you agree on that?
I mean, I
Is it
agree.
Nagnako to save the world?
I agree, but the thing with Nagnako is right now, I think it's a tough meta for him to really be able to 1v9 as a top laner. Right now, you're just going for these weak siders. So you're giving the AD carries to Hiva scalers, and then you get the Scions, you get the Cassantes. I think he did really well on those champions, but it's not enough that he only does well on those champions. We need Kasi to step it up, and I think Kasi is such an unknown factor, and I agree with Odo. I didn't see enough for him, but if they need to win today, he needs to step it up.
Yonkos, with the experience you have on and off the Rift, what is one advice that you would give Navi today against Vitality?
Okay, well, I think against them, we just need a good front-to-back draft. And why do we need a good front-to-back draft? Because Europe, as LAC, as the region, the best way we play the game is like very standard League of Legends of playing the boring backline carries to the bot lane, playing the weak side top laners. Odo is the king of that, so he would know. And we are just playing for team fights. So I think that's probably the easiest way to win against a bad team. And I'm not calling Vitality a bad team because
You are.
Navi,
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are.
Okay, Navi is not much better. I'm just saying, like, you know, if you are not fully like insane at what you do, just play front to back. It's just the easiest way of playing League of Legends.
Just keep it easy, keep it simple, guys, and we're gonna see if Vitality does that. But for now, Shox is now standing by Chayak in a Marriott Bonvoy pre-game check-in.
Welcome everyone to the Marriott Bonvoy pre-game check-in. I've got Chayak here with me, who's about to take on Navi. But Chayak, I want to talk a little bit about your year overall, because this is a very important match, and it feels like everything is leading up to the postseason, obviously. So how do you feel you've developed as a mid laner throughout this year?
I would say in the first split, I was a little bit lost, I would say. I was not really sure how I want to play, and obviously like the mid laners in LEC are much better than the players I used to play against in LFR or EMEA. So obviously I had to like overcome a lot of stuff, like from laning phase to like side lane management and stuff like that. So I think I improved a lot on this type of stuff. And okay, I didn't show it in the week 1 of this split yet, but hopefully I'm gonna show it today and onwards.
Yeah, there's something you need to show on the Rift still, I believe you, after week 1, but it is an interesting system in that you don't actually have that many days where you can show yourself. So what would you feel in your development is like the most important thing you want to focus on, that you need to focus on to get the wins for Vitality from now on?
I think the most important is to not make these foolish mistakes that I did in the week 1.
Yeah.
I think if I keep it simple, if I don't make those mistakes, I think we're going to be good.
Yeah, is that something where you get a little bit too, maybe not nervous, but in the moment you're under stress, so you take decisions that you don't usually make? Or is it because you're used to doing things in solo queue where it actually doesn't matter that much?
Yeah, I think the mistakes like are coming from maybe like playing too loose, I would say even. I wouldn't say it's stress. I think I just maybe was too loose, so I wasn't feeling like under pressure or anything, so I just went for plays and it didn't end up too well for me.
It didn't. It's fun to watch, but it wasn't too good for you guys. So you're up versus Navi now, and Larsen, he showed a bit of his 2022 form yesterday. So are you now just shaking in your boots to face this new and improved Larsen?
Oh yeah, obviously, like I'm scared to face Larsen.
Yeah.
Like he's so experienced player. He's a veteran, obviously, of our LEC scene, so I have to be really worried about him. I'm just joking. I think I'm gonna shit on him.
Okay. Thank you. That's a great final answer. Thank you so much, Chayak. We'll look forward to you, I can't say that word, but doing that on the Rift.
Thank you very much.
So let's go.
I think if Chayak said shit stop, I think we can say shit stop. You know what? Big guns coming out from that man, and that's what we want to hear. We don't want to, oh, nice to see, I just hope the better man wins. No. Jack Spectra, I'd be asking the same of you if you were on that stage right now.
We want to see some confidence.
Yeah.
Great to see it from Chayak.
Pick someone in their bum.
Yeah. In-game, obviously.
In-game. I was going to say, I was going to turn around and, you know, I just obviously going to draw the line somewhere, but yeah, let's get some in-game assault and battery going.
Yeah, some Bessa maybe, some Bessa ulti.
Yeah, well, it's fine, but you know what? Close enough. But part of the same, you know, chain.
I meant the public execution though.
Oh yeah, that's good. Now, if you're wondering why we're hyping you up for Vitality Navi, there's one simple reason, isn't it?
Stakes.
Steaks, we love steaks.
Yeah.
We eat meat here. I hope that's okay with you guys. The big reason is because in this best of 3 format where a single round robin can decide your season, Navi and Vitality are kind of the same position that Heretics and SK were yesterday.
Exactly, and it's just this series really defines if they can make it through to the next stage or if they get eliminated. Of course, neither team are like 100% eliminated, but it's kind of like, you know, we all kind of know.
We know
that most likely this series is the one that really
Evo nas ljudi moji u G2 Fnatic Waiting Roomu, ili Bona je stavio kuću na Navi, jednu od ta dva, kako god vam je draže. Zovemo Mareta, misija smo spremni. Bono jesam, onaj ljubičasti i banger je. Samo smo taj probali. Tako da hvala ti puno još jednom, isplačavo si život. Ljubičasti je dobar, giga dobar. Ali ono, naš, ne žurimo malo po malo, da ne bi sve u prva 2 dana popio i onda nemam više. To je bilo tužno. Gdje si, Mare?
Dobar dan.
Šta ima?
Upao sam neki razgovor o monsterima, I guess.
Da, dobio sam od Bone jedno 6-7 različitih ukusa Zero Monstera.
Opa.
Tako da sad sam jako srećan i svaki dan probam nov monster i jako sam srećan. Da.
Ja ću ovu prvu partiju vjerojatno biti malkice tiši jer imam jelo pa da onda ne bi stvarilo problem neki veći, ali od prve partije sam dobar, tako da.
Samo jedi slobodno, vrati se kad završiš, nije frka nikakva, mislim, ja sam tu chillam s chatom.
Tu sam ja, gledamo Navi, naš omiljeni tim, Rogue.
Ovo je G2 Fnatic Waiting Room, ja sam rekao.
Da.
G2 Fnatic Waiting Room, mislim vidi, večiti derbi svako voli da gleda, a ovdje ćemo da vidimo šta će se izdogađa, mislim, ne znam, Navi nije se najbolje snašao, ali Larsen je juče imao, baš imao dobar dan. Tako da vidjet ćemo kakva je situacija. Horva, desi? Dogovoreno, ne, postaću ti ja posle update kad probam sve šta, ranking lista. Tier lista Zero Monstera. Vidi koji god je Zero Monster ne može loš biti, tako da. I Larsen nije uzeo Akali niti... Ni Akali ni LeBlanc, tako da bit će malo napeto.
I feel like Vitality have the pickable litter.
Yeah, I really want to see what counterpick Knuckle has, because he's always been a player with, well, Rumble is not the most exciting. I was going to hype it up to be like, he's going to do something really cool. I don't know, I really
Victor J, jesu to ona dva lika iz hit Netflix TV show Arkane? Arkane.
A to nije Arkane. To nisu oni iz Fortnite-a, ne?
A ne, samo ona plava je iz Fortnite-a.
Dobro, u redu. Ja sam Horva iskomentarisao već, da, pratim me sve na Discordu. Ništa ne propuštam na Discordu. Ima i toga. Pantheon, Tiger igrao giga dobro Pantheona također. Bono, može, deal. Ma vidi ti javi meni, najmanji problem da ja bacim neki drive-by tu oko tebe, mislim, to je, nema problema. Taman posla, problema nema.
A very fun champion to watch as well, because nobody's still kind of figured out how strong she is, which just promotes a lot more kind of like variety to the game. Well, you know, when we're seeing Rumble, everybody knows what Rumble does.
Yeah, that's right.
So it's always fun to see new champs.
Give us something new. I agree. Ezreal's gone as well, so we're getting closer to that result. Navi have that 80 carry option on 4 and then counterpick 4 support.
Yeah.
Alternative is an option available as well, but with the Rel banned away, are they just showing that, yeah, maybe they do want to play Yunara? And in hindsight, I think his Yunara was really good. Okay.
I mean,
hey,
he struggled.
What happened to the hype?
The thing is, he was down like 40 CS at like 15 minutes to Calist. There was something like that. He was down a lot of farm.
But he's just joined, bro. Like, he just got into the league.
Well, to be fair, his series yesterday, he looked really good. In the Jinx game, he was
vidjet ćemo. Mislim,
And in the Saya game, he also pulled out some clutch team fights.
Okej. Ezi i Unara. Gledamo Jinxa Felix opet matchup.
Yeah, Unara was doing that.
No, to je još i okej. Čekaj, stavimo glasanje.
Well, I think Corki here makes a lot of sense. I was gonna say that they really need some ability up against this Jarvan and the Rumble.
Evo imate i glasanje da kažete ko će pobediti.
You don't have flash, you don't get to play the game. And now we get to see what Vitality brings out.
What do you want him?
The thing is, you can't really win lane against Corki.
Navi dobije 2-0.
He just wins lane, no matter what.
So then if you don't need to win lane Zyra Khan, what's your option?
Yeah, I think Zyra Khan makes a lot of sense. Just some kind of like lane duo that doesn't get bullied.
To mi je došlo u snu.
Okej, onda u redu. Nisam znao, my bad. Ako ti u snu došlo, onda to ne može da faila.
But that is weaker in lane. I think Zyra Khan just kind of fits the bill. The only thing that you'd worry about a little bit is getting poked out by the Jace, Victor, and the Corki. But you do have pretty solid engage from the Jarvan and the Rakan, so it's going to be the side lock-in.
Okay.
Ne znam. Problem je što Larsen igra Viktora. To je jedina stvar koja se meni ne sviđa u ovom draftu. Sve ostalo mi je šta god, ali hoću da Larsen igra nešto na ruke. Mada, Rakan, Jarvan, Rumble, Oriana. A ti igraš imobilnog mage'a. Ja ne znam kako će igrati uopšte, najiskrenije.
So we'll see how he does. I think was it Loopy yesterday on the Bard? Was pretty useless. So I hope to see it different here from Malrine.
Ne znam kako je Vitality uspio da dobije sve ove heroje.
I mean, I think half of Bard players are too scared to press their ultimate because they think like, wait, is this gonna be...
Da, baš su dobili Exodio engage-a. Mislim, to je jedino što mene tu brine. Jako je lako da hvati imobilne. Čak i Corki, mislim da je jako teško Corkiju da dodža bilo šta ovde.
The comp speaks for itself.
Yeah, I mean, for me, my worry is that Navi has a comp that is also very effective. It's great poke, you have great range, but it requires discipline, it requires patience, and we haven't seen that from them. We've seen that they are good at pulling the trigger, but when they can't,
Corki radi damage u fightovima. Ne sme da priđe
jednostavno. Such an easy composition to just punish.
Hold that person. Yeah, we will... If Navi wins, we will find that person before G2 Fnatic.
2-0 su ih ova G2. Ja kažem da je waiting room, niko mi ne veruje.
But that is a big deal. Navi 0-2 if they win. Not only do they get one jersey sale, but they get their first win on the board. There's a lot at stake now. It went from A tier game to S tier.
Neko je izgubio LP od Doamnea u policiji.
We've seen one best of series. And that best of series from Vitality was kind of sad. It was against GX.
Yeah.
I felt like Vitality were kind of meh.
Yeah, they didn't look the most inspiring for sure.
Oh dear.
Fighting here already.
Now, we didn't even curse it. We just kind of contracted. Vitality would start off that rough. Lince is just going to have to... I mean, it's 45 seconds in. Yeah. He's going to lose vision because of it, but not the end of the world.
For sure not the end of the world. They do get the ward at his blue buff. Carsey might get chunked here a little bit, but he's going to be fine.
Ovaj split nema onaj kao road show što su radili.
Traveling road show nema.
That he's finally back in form and playing great. And we did not... Wait, Carsey, what are we...
Dude, you've got to stop talking. You've just got to stop.
Well, Carsey starts the lane down 200 HP, not the greatest, but they are going to get the ward here with the sweeper, which doesn't really matter anymore.
Krtiče na lecu
but it doesn't
opet.
mean that you deny them.
It is still 5 gold.
It is 5 gold.
U vreme Ocelota svaki vikend bi bio.
Now in your jungle.
Yep.
But Fleshy here might get chunked.
Or 10, sorry. There's Malrang. You're right. He's just going to stand in the brush, wait, and...
That's some good early game aggression from Malrang so far. Getting the chunk on enemy jungler, and now on Carsey as well.
Malrang se bije. Mislim, on je uvijek bio agresivan. Mislim, bio je i turbo agresivan jungler, tako da...
One of my big criticisms yesterday of Loopy was the fact that when you pick Bard into Rakan, yes, you are scaling and you're happy as the Bard, but you also really want to try to get some early lane lead, especially when you're paired up with the Corki. So I'm looking at this bot lane. I want to see stunts like that. I want to see trades like this, where you're just slowly pestering the enemy bot lane and just annoying them to make their life really hell.
I feel like as well, maybe that's why Lensus is popping down, needs extra attention here to help Kazi and Fleshy get through the lane. You were saying, you know, we've seen...
I mislim, realno da, očekujemo super pasivno. Super pasivan, ili pogotovo kad gledamo Navi, ali...
Fleshy's always kind of been in the mix on Vitality B in the LFL as well. So these guys have like a recent history against each other in different organizations.
Time što je Flash i support, ovaj lik igra de carry. Malo je čudno porediti.
Da, nije baš, nije toliko merodavno. Prave moju foru, ono, pre 100 godina. Kasteri, molim vas, step upite malo, ono.
What if Upset just renames the Hansam B? Like as a troll?
All 80 carries should rename to some version of Hansam A, B, C, D. Maybe it's equality. Maybe if Hansam D, you know, like if Navi's able to finish a little bit higher, he adds a new rank. He Hansam C. If he gets into playoffs, every split that he gets better, he goes up the ranks.
I like the sound of that.
So it's Hansams, because he gets S tier, because he'll be the best in the league. Hansam wants a word. I don't know if that's not copyright, is it?
Neka, zabavljaju se I ja to podržavam.
Does Hansam message him and go, hey bro,
that's kind of messed up, bro.
It's kind of simple.
A little bit over the line.
Inače, znaš da Riot se dosta, to je fun fact za gledalce, Riot se dosta pita vezano za summoner imena. I jako često se dogodi da Riot ne da nekom igraču da ima neko ime koje hoće.
Zanimljivo je da su dali ovom liku onda da se zove Hansam.
Da, zato ti kažem da je baš ono... Cool je, jer kažem, dosta se Riot pita I dosta imena blokiraju ili te forsiraju čak I malo da ih promeniš. Čak ako ima nešto malo da im smeta, reći će ne može.
Pa u LCS-u je bio lik koji se zvao Grigni. To mu je bilo ime. Na kraju je morao da promeni pre kad je počeo da igra u Grig samo.
Ja znam u Evropi Kasing je morao da menja ime jer se zvao Jerostar.
Da, jeste.
I to se legitimno zvao Jerostar zato što je prvo je iz Azije lik, a Yellowstar mu je bio idol. I kao hteo je da počasto ono da honoruje svog idola I da se zove Jerostar. Idiot u fazonu, nope, nemo što, ne damo. I čovek ostade bez summoner imena. Ni kriv ni dužan. I onda se preimenovao samo u Kasing, nešto totalno levo. Jer kao treba mu neko ime.
Always being first two, that's important here. Small trade is flashing moves towards mid. Malrang's now here as well. Excuse me.
Kad razmisliš, ima priču jer Riot mora da pazi na te stvari, ono kao... Kao ti kada čuješ ime Grigni, nije ti kao ništa posebno, ali neko će skontati šta je fora sa time I zašto to ne može. Znaš, I ne daj Bože da to bude neki sponsor ili nešto. Neće da rizikuju, tako da vidim zašto su, ali nije mi jasno zbog sa Hansamdom zašto su mu pustili. Bukvalno jedno slovo razlike.
Ne znam, iskreno. I nije jasno što Kasingu nisu, da li se zove Jerostar. Mislim, bukvalno je iz Azije. Kao, to je legitimna priča. Razumem zašto turskom džangleru Kristalu, da ne kažem kako se pre zvao, zašto njemu nisu dali, okej, ne može baš da se zove po nečemu ne toliko dobrom. Kao za... Jerostara. Sve su I... Dobro, nekim igračima su samo branili se zovu tako zbog dužine imena. Ima I toga. Koja je fora s imenom? Šta Hansam? Zašto postoji igrač koji zove Hans Sama? Znači isto kao ovaj, samo umjesto D ima A. Znaš, I onda tu kao, ajde, slično su dosta imena, ali su mu dali da se tako zove. Ali imao si turskog džanglera koji se zvao Kristal i onda nešto nakon toga. I kao to je okej. Okej da ne može se zove napisat ću vam u chatu za minut. Neću pričam program ili ide na TV, ali napisat ću vam.
Čudno, i Khan sam je promenio svoje ime zato što je fan Han Same zapravo. I kao teo je da ga honoruje kao. Ali ja verujem da je deo sigurno zbog popularnosti. Kao kad je došao u ove, kad je došao u tier djeca ove, kako god, akademiju, što god, u ME-u, da je promenio, zato što je kao teo malo više popularnosti, ono da privuče pažnju, ali inače je fan Han Same. To je kao Han Sam D. Čudno jer upravo si pričao za Kasinga. Njega su naterali.
Ali dobro. Gledamo bar neka nabadanja. Nije turbo pasivna partija. To mogu da poštujem. Iako mislim da... Što je interesantno, pogledaj build Larsena, on ide na Blackfire Torch, ne ide na Row.
Mislim da mu ne treba ovaj game. Ja bi išao Row kad imaju onako nekog baš tanka, teškog ili dva tanka. Jer jako pržiš s time, ovako Blackfire...
Čekaj, stani, znači zbunio si se, ja mislim malo. Znači ne Liandri, Roa, Rod of Ages ti ne prži tankove.
Da, ali taj build, ne bi išao kao... ideš, ono Rod of Ages, Liandris, Bloodletters, potencijalno Riftmaker, ili možda ako baš hoćeš dodatan damage za late game, Rabadon Zonja. I taj build jako prži tankove, ono ulti i stopi. Ali nije najbolji build generalno za Viktora, kao overall najbolji build bi bio Blackfire Torch Liandris. Ali ja čak mislim da ne ide on ni Blackfire Torch, nego Ludens.
Ne, Ludens, ali znaš šta mene brine u celoj toj situaciji? On će umreti od AOE-a. Jer ti ako ne buildaš health, ja legitimno mislim da njemu treba 5000 health ovaj game da preživi AOE. Jer ona kode na full AP. Jarvan će samo da ga dajvuje, neće šotati Jarvana i da si full AP. Rumble će baciti ulti preko, Oriana će baciti ulti, ti si mrtav od 100 do 0. Bojim se da ne može da preživi uopšte ako nema dovoljno healtha. Čak da preživi dovoljno dugo da izbaca sve spelove, to me brine više.
Ne, ja se slažem. Ja taj Roa build idem isključivo ako imaju tankove, pa kao već ne može da me ubije, tek sad me neće moći da ubije, ja njega hoću moći.
To je fair.
Ili ako idem ono tipa u nekog asasina, razumeš, ili dva asasina, pa ono kao neću da kupim zonju tipa drugi item, pa ajde kupit ću Roa, Liandris, pa ću im raditi malo damage-a, ali... Mislim, Viktor ima opcija. Ja čak mislim da je najbolji build generalno je Blackfire Torch u Shadowflame, taj najbolji scale-e, ali dosta ljudi ne ide taj build.
Malrang sets up, Cosmic Binding perfectly done, holding the fort and drag and doing good damage. Lintus goes back here with Vitality moving in. Meanwhile, top lane burning down. Nucko almost gets the solo kill. Adam flashes away where we go to mid and the flash committed by Larson to get the Arcane Storm down. But not enough damage at this point in the game. Flash for flash. Dragon goes down to Vitality, but I mean, Adam getting forced out top was a bigger mark.
That was a lot of disjointedness here from Navi. Malrang might be in trouble.
He is flag and drag. He's got a magical journey. He'll take that over the wall. It's just forcing out as Lintus. Probably not even needed. Yeah, no support. That's really what it means. Nothing as Taker comes in, interrupted Lintus. Good buffer. The stun doesn't do too much here from Taker as Lintus gets out.
And Navi are just falling apart at the seams, and Vitality are pouncing on them, getting a huge 1,000 gold lead.
Boga mi Vitality lepo igra.
Shutting down Hansam D completely.
Jeste, definitivno. Kad čovjek Navi se raspada, a jeli, nisam znao. Niko ne bi rekao.
He's got Larson by his side as well. Larson, no ulti, no flash, but all he needs is a field down. To slow, to stun, that's all it'll take, and Nucko flashes away. He's got a Nimbus cloak as well. That move speed gets him out of dodge.
And overall, Navi are trying to get some advantages, but they're not really finding it anywhere. They get the HP lead on Naknako, which is going to give them the 2 plates at least.
Yep.
But Vitality, getting the Drake.
Ne znam, teško će im biti da igraju uopšte. Kapiram komp, ali mislim da ako Larsen ne igra nešto agresivno, Nekola da budu agresivni, onda će biti samo jedna od tih partija gde vidiš ekipu Navija koja čila, čeka i na kraju samo ne uradi ništa.
Kako Čajek ide Roa build na Orijani, Viktor ga neće moći ubiti.
On hoće da skela. Mada mislim imaju toliko damage-a generalno kao tim da mislim da su skroz fine. Kao sa Rumblom ako follow-upa na Jarvanov ulti trebao bi da si više nego okej.
Like, non-mages, they never go Like, when was the last time you played top lane or an ADC and you went after 10 minutes? You just don't.
I guess if you're playing Singe and you don't turn Q off.
Okay, yeah, sure.
But in every other game.
There's so many champions, such as Xayah. She used to have mana issues, but these days she really doesn't. You get the global blue buff after minute 25 anyways. You can just go the highest DPS build, which is this Yuntal, and you get so much more smoother spikes, you have much more attack speed, you have a much better item in general. Ability haste is not needed when you go Navori, because you get all of it like lower cooldown anyways when you auto-attack, and it's just much better item.
Was it you who was telling me you think this is like one of the best 80 carry starter items we've had in a while?
Larsen. Malo se ucavio, ne sme da ide ludan s Lich. Aj kad se već krenuo tako,
onda tuci. Ne da Naknako, mislim da ima komunikaciju ovdje, krenuo bi agresivnije, ali nije ni bitno. E pa, dunt.
Jer, da li Čajek ima završenu roll? Ili ga je ubio samo sa Katalistom?
Ja mislim da je legitimno ubio samo s Katalistom.
Ako se to desilo, onda je Larsen samo gotov. On je gotov ga ide. Ne smije da se desi, 0 damage.
E pa sad su već dumt. Sad su već dumt.
Ima Blasting Wand, ali dalje.
Chak wasn't mucking around. I mean, he's got a rod of age, he's still got the solo kill. You hate to see the build, but you love to see the confidence out of the man. Well, which replay are we going to get is the question.
Ko radi, vidit ćemo dole šta se izdogađalo, ali da. Mala miskomunikacija da će doći Redemption, jer Naknako je verovatno mogao samo da chilla i da bude agresivniji. Ali dobro.
Which I suppose surprises Navi as they think they can try to defend this bot tower. And then Malrang ends up face checking.
Daj pokažite nam solo kill na topu, ovo dive ali.
It's a pretty long replay. Yeah, pretty long. Well, Malrang just...
Good comms.
Vajbuj.
Larsen zna nekoga u produkciji.
It's like you're in a competitive game and you're the AD carry and you're just singing. Like he's got Spotify on or something, does he?
Yeah, fair enough, you know.
Yeah, I respect it. I mean, Kazi's having a dream game, as you said, like with this build. Now Navori quick blades. Nice for Xayah. This is going to be perma-rooting as Triac. Does he know? Oh, he knows. Hager's back gets stopped. Shockwave brings him in and turns from an interrupt to now an almost kill flash away. Leaving Quilt.
Navi, pa mislim Navi je kupio roster od druga, Rog se raspadao, tako da mislim da Navi nije očekivao ništa. Jedina stvar koju poštujem kod Navi još su bili u fazonu ljudi, ok, ovo nam je roster za ovaj split. Nije za dalje, ono, stay tuned, bit će bolje sljedeće godine. Iskreno verujem. Znači ja nisam u fazonu Navi baroniše. Ja stvarno mislim će sljedeći split lepo izmenjati roster i bit će ok. Tako da, mislim će biti bolji, gori ne mogu, ali... Nekako ne znam. Mislim da će Navi biti bolji sljedeće sezone. Jer stvarno su kupili slot u jako loše vrijeme, nisu imali dobar transfer period i... Nije kao da su sad oni izintovali mid-sezonu jer kao nemaš odakle da uzmeš igrače.
course.
Did they let you on stage do that, did they?
No, but it wasn't on stage. It was online. So
oh, right, okay.
But it was just like, you know, that was how I grew up playing Draven with hardstyle. I had to go back to my roots.
So you're saying, is that what like Tyler 1 did for success, or?
Gore nemaš, a znam, da. Ali oni već su signali junglera za sljedeću godinu. Ja mislim će oni menjati ceo roster. Dovešće supporta koji u stvari support. Mislim da će biti okej, stvarno mislim da će biti okej.
Mislim da će ostati jedino AD carry.
Moguće. To je fair take. Rileč je već potpisao za džunglu. Tako da već imaju junglera. Mislim, Jankos ne vraća da ti igra više. Mada bi mogao. Ali, ne znam, Jankos je malo... Malo je Pestis Prime u smislu igre. Što nije ništa loše, samo kao realno priča. Mislim će Rileč biti skroz okej.
Iskeširaju pare za maintainera na topu. A ne znam da će ga KC Blue dati.
Mislim da KC baš ne voli da prodaje igrače. Koliko su im ponudili za Kalista. Naknako je živ i dalje, ali mislim će da umre sad, da.
This jungler is no more. He's a good support.
And Malrang has the shovel and he's digging and digging. He's doing it. Getting them back in the game. That's a 1,500 gold swing for Navi here. Getting the top tower, getting 2 crucial kills.
Ne rogue, baš Navi.
Support in jungle of Navi.
Ne, moj brat je otišao banš. Ali on to roluje.
To je legitiman grif, mislim da je to legitiman grif.
Ako ćeš buildovati banši, samo idi roll.
Mislim da je White u Španiji, nešto mi govori, bio je u Barceloni zadnji put. Ali sad ne znam ovaj split day.
And that's some of the criticisms I've had of Tiger as Malrang now wants to follow the same
Okay, we just complimented him. We just complimented the jungler, Malrang. What are you doing?
Yeah, the Malrang one is a little bit less inexcusable because he knows that they're all there.
He does know that they're all there.
He just walks in and dies.
U Barsi dalje, da. Nije loš White. Ali i White isto, mislim, ne znam. Ja da sam tipa menadžer, ja ne bi ni uzeo ni White-eta. Jer ima fazon 17 godina iskustva, odličan je. Stvarno je dobar igrač, ali mislim da sajnovanje nekog ko ima 20 godina iskustva nije dobra investicija u LoLu. Mislim da je mnogo bolji play da nađeš nekog na MA koji je GOAT i to je to. Septiko, brate, kako igra prošli split, njega bi sajnovao da igra lec.
Holds him in place, that Glincer's with it as well. The steal, maybe no, because there's no smite nearby. Larson's quickness out as Fletchy now disengages. Taker now joining in as well. 5 members of Navi, but they're late to the show. Artican is now down and Tager can't catch Linces by his toe.
And Vitality get away with everything here as Naknako is still just pushing top lane as well. Navi overforce. They want to try to get something, but they can't. After having used the Tempered Fate to try to delay this Atakan, Tiger's still not in time. They can't get the steal. They don't have any tools to actually start the fight. And now Tiger might be in trouble again.
Naknako. He doesn't have his second item.
Oh, 14,
but he is strong, yes.
Could look to cheese.
Pa iskreno Chan ima priču. Mislim, nema, ali da ode u neku drugu regiju i da tamo igra godinu dana, mislim da bi ga vidjeli. Mislim da bi se pokazao.
Ja mislim da je to fair take jako.
Igrao je jako lepo MA Masters.
Jeste,
baš se dobro držao.
To je fair take, Chen je bio dobar. Mislim, opet, kapiram da je on malo mentalno pao nakon toga što tim baš ne ide kako bi trebao da ide. Kad smo kod lika koji će biti benchovan.
Do you love him at his worst? I still love him at his worst. No criticism for Malrang, this guy. MVP, regardless if they win or not. I think it's
I think their win is going to be tough, it's looking like.
If it's a win, yeah, that's right. But you never know. Crazy things happen. In this region, anything's possible.
Yeah,
anything's
Tiger
possible.
ulting in.
Like Tiger ulting in. Let's make it a 2v2. Fletchy, really good knockup though. Flash from Tiger. Gets back in onto Chayak with the Chaos Storm. Quickly silencing. But this Rakan is the helper of the year. Until Chayak died. Fletchy interrupted on the way out, but he still gets out. Knock goes down, TP'd in. Equalizer down. Tiger burning and chunked down. Good redemption. Knock go. He's run out of fuel, but hang on. Here's another one. Dead but Fate doesn't do much. Knock gets Tiger on the back end.
Ode Knock, da. A damage-a bez, a full AP i dalje ne radi dovoljno. O, Malrang, chill, brate, nemoj Viktor uzimaš killove.
Malrang muzo. 700 gola, brate.
Ovo baš nije bio play.
It's an absolute fiesta as Adam is actually the sole winner of this play, getting 1,000 gold here with all these waves in the tier 2. And it's Vitality that just, they can't stop, they can't hold themselves, they keep going for more and more.
Fiesta od partije. Fnc G2, pa juče smo pričali o tome, zaključili smo, to jest došli smo do zajedničkog predikta 2-1 za G2, ali mislim će biti mnogo fancy, jer evo čekam da im pobija protiv Kapsa, iskreno. To će im biti ono highlight competitive dana, danas da gledam pobija i Kapsa. To će realno biti baš cool.
Fleshy gets his W cancelled, but he gets over the wall. Nako TP's in, has to wait out the Victor W a little bit. Is able to
Tako da to mi je...
but Tiger doesn't quite die. I'm not sure. I think he gets sniped.
To mi je highlight dana. Je taj mid lane matchup.
Tough play there from him, and then Malrang
Mislim će biti jako cool.
stuns up Nako. Fleshy W's in, tries to get the W, doesn't get it. Then Cartsy's here with Linces, but they're not able to actually get onto them due to the fact they have the magical journey. Some good footwork from Larsen.
Larsen je lepo odigrao, baš se lepo kreće.
So is Malrang the goat?
Gotovo, izgubili se.
Okay.
I think he's happy. He's happy.
Are you happy or not?
Sviđa što im je postao im je pesta im da čitaju Jankoseve emocije.
It's definitely mixed feelings.
Is he happy? Is he sad?
Mixed feelings. It's mixed feelings, this one.
Larsen did 6 kills. I mean, it was a 1-minute fight.
Larsen is back, baby, but Tiger is not.
Tiger is not back.
Tiger
is back. Let's not forget this guy has 3 kills, make it 4. So while everything has been going strangely, Kazi is still just 2,000 gold ahead.
And Tiger just keeps getting caught in these random positions, and it makes it so hard.
Becoming a trend.
For Navi to really like cement. Oh, this is kind of a weird TP.
TP
wait,
where?
TPing bot, and Adam is TPing top. Wait, what?
Adam,
wait, TP mid.
Okay, and
they swapped positions.
They did. They did.
But the Vitality are onto the notch, 10k.
So I
get jungle for Navi.
Adam has a weird angle. Okay, the poke is coming through. 7k, 6k. You're right. Malrang has smite. Malrang has smite.
Malrang ima ga, znaš da ga ima 100%. Ok, ovo ne znam što je radilo, dobro. Malrang, aaaaaaah!
Linces gets the smite down and Navi again beaten to the ground. Sam D is wondering, man, what is going on with my team?
Tug. Verovao sam. Iako je support i kao u teoriji ne bi trebao, mislim, kao jungler bi trebao dobije smite protiv supporta. Mislim da to nije baš full 50-50.
Pokušao što ne radi isto damage.
Da, zato i kažem, kao jungler bi trebao dobije, ali verovao sam.
Ali bilo je blizu, Malranga je dobro smajtovo zapravo, ali smajtovo ga je tipa 1200 čini mi se. A ne, na 1300. I nije bio loš smajt zapravo, vidi se da je jungler.
Da. Bio,
da.
Sve sam baš spamovo, mislim, što način Malrang je stvarno radio dosta posla u solo queue i kao spamovo je supporta u solo i sve to. Da proba da se improva pred ovu sezonu, ali opet činjenica da je pred izmenom pa je pred izmenom, tu nema šta drugo, mislim.
Now with this angle, let's see. I mean, Navi need a miracle out of the hat again. 5,000's the lead all of a sudden. Vitality.
Tiger's going in.
On assault duty, Kazi flashes away, but Tiger just gets...
Oj, oj, oj.
He tried to. His tempered fate gets knock down, but the spray, the hit, the shot...
Oh my god. I Larsen mu dođe u naručje, kao svaki slučaj, evo ubi mene. Dajte mi samo Viktora i da izgubimo na miru, kaže Larsen. Kopira svog idola Dardoka.
They have the mid wave, they're gonna look to end, and it was a chaotic game, but it was Vitality firmly in the lead again and again and again as they look to close out a 1-0. But it may be capped. I don't think they capped.
Dobro, mislim...
They do have the soul, they have the Nash.
I guess da je okej, koliko clean smo očekivali relativno je clean, okej. Daćemo im toliko, daćemo im toliko.
Are they getting cheese in the bush? Oh my god.
Oh my god. That's why they're laughing. This is why they're laughing.
No, Malloy, no.
Hadi,
Evo, jadan.
hadi.
Mica.
Sad istiš bun. Ovo je permanentan dead brush. Tako se to zove, permanentan dead brush. Forever dead brush.
Karzi je level 17, Hans je ovaj level 14.
Nije, još 300 CS od 28 minuta, znači nema tu šta.
You could try to fish her with a Jarvan combo and a little Orianna ultimate.
Gdje je Larsen?
Okay, Larsen is coming back after his lengthy...
Jo, Larsen igra kao da igra na ovome quick castu i ne znam da baci E. Au, lele.
Ti se šališ, ali mi nemamo tu informaciju, iskreno je sve moguće.
Ne me čudo.
Top, mislim nema šta, zabavili su se kao što smo rekli, Navi jeste i bit će definitivno najgora ekipa i ovaj split i razlog što je Rok toko dugo hteo da izađe, očigledno ih nije zanimalo, budu nešto pretjerano kompetitiv. Navi je kupio njihov slot, žalost možda ajde i ostali su većina istih igrača, samim tim bit će lošiji. Vitality opet mitir ekipa, ajmo čujemo intervju, 11 minuta pauza pa idemo dalje.
Was it that good of a performance though? Yeah. I didn't feel like it, you know, it was kind of boring slow game. Until, yeah, from my perspective, I would like it to be like bloodier.
Okay, you want it to be blood. I think you had an amazing game, and you really did a lot to win it as well. Chayek was telling me how he was going to do all kinds of things to Larsen. He said that you guys were really embarrassed from your week 1 performance. So what is the key word for game 2?
Fighting.
Let's go. Thank you. We'll be back with game 2 right after this.
He doesn't like that. Look at him, he's a good boy, but he don't like that.
Maybe we could play some ARAMs or something like that. I mean, this is map, right? New tower, new objective.
Have a break. Have a Kit Kat.
Join the WhatsApp.
Join the WhatsApp?
Red Bull gives you wings.
Knocker gets the glory, but Linz is there again. There's a castle. Shockwave. Kill. That's what he meant when he said shit stop.
They go really fight to death with this, fight to death. Try to do right now. So they're going really quick. I see. They're coming. Wait, I wanna kill Kraken. Has flash? I think we can go. He just gone. Nice.
I'm coming, Victor.
Korken no flash as well. Look, Korken. Nice, he's holding. No, no flash.
Nice. Good job.
And that's a W in the back for the bees here, who come back actually. You know what? We're gonna pretend that we didn't see anything in week 1. This was the first game for Vitality and they crushed it.
They finally come alive, and they come alive when it matters. It's so weird that this is only their second series of the regular season, and this might already be the series that matters the most for them in terms of advancing, and their gameplay here, all of them was just outperforming Navi.
It has been, because even in week 1, I felt like they were going for these sort of standard team comps where, you know, they look to, you know, just have good team fight. And even though in this game, I felt like Navi had the tools to out-rotate them and outmaneuver them on the map, it was Vitality who I felt like were getting most of their leads throughout the early and the mid game by was just consistently out-macroing Navi.
And I feel like we can already go into the first one where we wanted to talk about Grubs, actually, because it's in a position right now where Adam is backing, right? He's pushed out here, Kasi's down here. We're actually starting up Grubs immediately. But if you see, they see Rumble, and then out of nowhere, Jace feels forced to TP up. But now no one's on bot side, right? This is just pure Kasi alone with it. So yes, they're getting Grubs, but no one's here to answer bot lane.
Exactly, it was just such a great bluff by Fleshy, because when you see the Rakan over there, when you see the Rumble posturing up, you feel like, okay, I need to TP here, I need to posture up for this fight, because it's one of those do or die situations where if you have the Rumble, Rakan, Jarvan, and you're finding yourself in a team fight, you need to get to the position early to posture up. But then the Xayah just got accelerated throughout the whole game.
She was up 600 gold at this point, right? And obviously Kasi wasn't the one that they were playing through to purely win this game, but he could have been. And I think this was one of the moments where Navi yesterday, when they played against McCoy, I was super impressive with their early game in game 1. That early game in this game looked nothing like yesterday, and they need to really just go backstage, figure out what that issue was, because if they're dropping the ball like this against Vitality again, it can potentially be their year over already from this series.
And that's the thing, on Vitality, as you said, it's the second time we see them here, and I feel like more than convincing, I saw cohesion from the team. I saw a team that followed Yanko's advice actually, so drafted something easy to play, easy to execute, but it's not that easy to just get the advantage in the early game, but following up on that and keeping that, that's what I love.
Absolutely, and it's everyone striking, it's all cylinders. Larsen gets solo kill after Marang's hovered him. That means support advantage on bot side, and then it's just Vitality moving forward.
And it just shows the fragility of Navi's team comp, because I feel like they're just so pressured with the tools that they have that they need to kind of, you know, pull the rabbit out of the hat and make some magic happen. But it just felt like it's just so hard, and they need a little bit more stability and more, you know, point and click or typical standard team fighting where they can get their leads from.
Yeah, and it was like, it's just individual mistakes, right? You're seeing a ton of them right here. It was a Larsen solo kill, then bot side dies down with Adam. Malrang walks into a bush. I mean, here, Tiger was just by himself, and it's the same thing afterwards.
And that's the problem when you empower everyone on Navi so much with the sort of picks they have. They all feel like they need to bring this sort of individual agency to the table, where they need to, you know, find magical plays and create this through individual outplays, and not so much compared to Vitality, when all they need to do is just show up somewhere as 5. You have all the tools to pull the trigger and find fights.
And that's the thing again here, right in this replay, you saw once again, Vitality, there were only 4 people at that Aracon. You already had Rumble pushing out topside, but it's Navi again who's just overgrouping. Navi, if they want to have any foot in this series, they need to be able to play the map way better than they've currently gone, because everything fell apart for them in this game.
Absolutely, and we wanted to highlight one member of this Vitality lineup. He was not very impressed with his performance, though, hearing him with shocks.
I think it's just because the game got so slow-paced, because you just randomly won all of the trades that happen on the map every single time, so you didn't get into a traditional AD carry playstyle where the skirmishes actually mattered. Like, the kills came up before there really was a team fight, and then you just got the objective for free, and then they walked out. So it was great play by Vitality, but it's also really Navi that's enabling this kind of thing that probably made it a bit boring for
And that's
Kasi.
the thing, you know what, guys? It makes me really sad when I see what Navi did in their first week, when I see what they managed to do against our LEC Spring champions yesterday. I didn't see any of that today. We were talking about maybe he can be the saver for Navi. I don't know. Let's put Jankos in. Maybe not, because in that team you have a jungler that is also serving as a support. I have my eyes on Malrang here.
Yeah, I mean, I absolutely love Malrang. I actually think he had, like, I don't know if I'm getting propaganded by Jake. I really love watching whatever he did. I loved watching him play again against MCOY yesterday. But I also want to agree with Janko's point, because Navi needs to be a cohesive unit. All 5 members need to be a star. The problem is they're making too many individual mistakes. But at this level, if you want to advance, the sad reality is there's no room for these simple mistakes. You won't make it if they happen.
I was talking to Adam yesterday about the fact that, guys, you had a great showing, but showing up tomorrow against Vitality is what matters. They only have one chance to do it today on the Rift. Again, where are we looking at here for Navi to save their season?
Honestly, I'm looking at the flip of the coin again, because it's the same.
All right.
Okay, so in the context of Navi is just so inconsistent in the sense of how they get the leads and how they transition it to the rest of the map. This was their off game. We have seen many, many times with different scenarios where they bring this sort of aggression and cohesion where they can take over the map. So for me, I still have faith. I'm looking at Adam, I'm looking at Tiger a little bit more, and I'm looking at Marang so that they can bring these tools to the table with a little bit more reliability and stability.
So the whole team, but maybe connected together.
It's only 3 people.
Yeah.
It's only 3 people.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with it. I really want to see Larsen perform as well. He gave me hope yesterday, but one game to give me hope is not enough. You need to prove to me that you can use this as a ramp up, as a stepping stone to really just, you know, get yourself up there again.
This second chase might be the last one, and it's going to be played on the blue side for Navi. Let's see if they have what it takes to come back, or if Vitality is going to be able to close out this series in a clean way. Casters, what do you think?
I think thinking is so important, and I think that Navi need to really think about what their season looks like, because if they lose this, that's probably it. You know, 0-3, and then they've got Giant X, and that will be it. And Giant X are a very like mid-tier team in this Group A right now.
That's the craziest way to just not answer. I think that thinking is important.
I think that thinking is so important.
Okay,
you know?
I think Vitality will take it. They look clean.
Yeah.
And they just look more cohesive with a more defined game plan.
They do.
And Malrang was, he giveth and he taketh, but he took a bit too much.
It's not propaganda.
Game broj 2.
It's a bit
Šta se dogodi?
The good plays were great. The bad
Ekipa Vitality je prelomila Navi, vidjet ćemo da li ćemo da vidimo reprizu ili možda nećemo. Zvoli ovo.
Normally we would say that's bad.
But like, the Shy didn't win a world championship
Larsen spava.
by being consistent.
No, but he did more good plays than bad plays.
Čovjek je lagan, ima ogroman ugovor.
His foundationalizing of his play.
Može spava.
His bottom was down here, and I'm like pointing down the desk, but his high was like unbelievable. Like,
and Malrang has shown that high.
If anyone says that Zeus's peak
Pa do
is
kraja
higher
godine
than
bar.
the Shy's, they are banned. Like, no,
Zapravo je do 2027. Ja mislim.
Sa Rogom ili s Navijem. Ne znam baš da li ostaje kod Navija.
Juče je bila ona grafika.
Da?
Kao da su pokazali kad im ističu ugovori. Larsenov je 2027. novembar.
Ja kolim da ga benčuju sljedeće godine.
Ja isto mislim.
Siguran sam da postoji, mislim, ugovor ku ugovor. Ima neku klauzu da ga benčuju šta god. Prodaju ga. Samo ne znam ko bi ga kupio, ali prodaju ga nekom.
Ne, oni su htjeli da otkupe ono kao ugovor, u smislu da kao isplatit ćemo ugovor, ali samo neće da igra za njih. On je bio u fazonu dajte mi da igram, možete me plaćati manje, kao.
I oni su u fazonu, ali moraš.
Bukvalno mi je kao, moj brate.
Kao da, i oni kao, a, okej.
I'm gonna be frank, I think, let me check what his KDA was. He was 1.1. Yeah, but what was his stat? He went 5-7. Okay. I mean, it was actually was a good early game. Now that I think about it, that was a really
Larsen na Ryze.
And it was a good start, but then he kind of got outscaled and struggled in the mid game. And it's going to be Annie answered here actually by Chayek. So kind of matching utility with utility here, with both having strong carry junglers, Sinsao on the side of Vitality and Wukong for Navi. I definitely prefer the Wukong side. I think Wukong is a much stronger champion and has much better scaling. But Navi getting the Sion as well feels really, really good for them. That champ, I love Sion right now. I think he's just so strong, so hard to kill.
Yep. Good in swaps.
I Larsen igra Ryze.
A lot of lanes struggle to punish. I feel like Aatrox was the go-to of like, okay, Aatrox can also like kind of scale in the lane, but does fine into this tank. But let's see if Nuck wants to take it. And Bessa, another option, like what bruiser can we help set up? And a strong AD option top for Nuck when you think about him being the playmaker.
I definitely like the Mbessa. I think it's been kind of the best performance bruiser we've seen thus far. Has insane scaling, just does so much damage once you start getting some points into that ultimate, getting that armor penetration. And just has so good backline access. If you hit the ultimate, the enemy carry is just dead.
Yeah, true. I'm surprised this series though in our drafts, like we haven't had any Yunara priority. It's come to second bans.
Yeah.
After game 1 when we saw that banned away, I believe, by Vitality on blue side.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's banned maybe again here on the 5th ban from Vitality, or even by Navi if they think Karsi's going to pick it on 4.
Yeah.
I think for both teams, it's pretty decent this game. Just getting some mobility. Like, you really want the mobile ADC for both sides, because if you don't have any mobility against this Wukong Sion, you're going to get run down. If you don't have mobility against the Mbessa and Annie, it's going to be really difficult to not get exploded. And already you have the Kai'Sa taken away, Poppy as well, to deny some of that dash threat.
Šta Navi ide na hyperscale, opet a Vitality ide na midgame i Vitality samo u midgameu da ih prebije. Mislim, u teoriji ok, kapiram što žele da radi Navi, samo što to žele uvek da rade, a nikad im ne ide, tako da to je jedina stvar koja mene malo brine.
Ne mogu igraju tako, ali hoće i to je to.
I thought you were the best Ezreal in EU.
I'm not that good Ezreal.
Okay.
I'm more of like a Kai'Sa Draven type of vibe.
You think you're the best Kai'Sa in EU?
No, I don't think I'm the best guys in EU.
What are you the best in EU right now?
I was the best Aphilas in EU, I'd say.
Oh.
Back in season 12.
Well, hey, that's up. You want to talk front to back?
Yeah, that would be amazing.
The Jack Spectra version of, Aphelios could be up and available for Navi. Also for Vitality, as Yunara gets banned away. There's the Alistar.
Yeah.
Because Rel is up.
I mean, Alistar just does such a good job at being single frontline.
Yep.
Really happy to see that. We'll see what ADC
Ovo je Jack Spectra, da?
wants to go for. I mean, Aphelios, if you want to try to go for
Ja nisam siguran ko je, pokušam da skontam, ali nisam bio tu, nismo bili tu kad su počeli. To bar ja nisam video.
If you're going to go for it. And Braum does peel well.
You like Lucian here with it? Is that the goal for Han Sunday?
I just feel like I haven't seen much success from Lucian in general in competitive. Ruler had a decent game on it today. But other than that, like, when we've seen GX try to pull it off, it hasn't looked the greatest. Carsey played it in their first series and didn't look very good. But it's what they're going to go for. We'll see if they can make it work. It's an incredibly obnoxious combo. You proc the Braum passive so damn fast.
Sure.
And, as you can see, it's 0-5 in the LEC. Just hasn't had the best success. But you do have great mobility, you have great snowballing, so we really want to see some early game aggression from this Navi bot lane.
Okay, Lucian locked in. Now, biggest question is for Kazi.
Uzeli su Hyperscale i onda Lucian Brauma. I Wukonga koji neće imati bog zna koji pressure, mislim, kao heroj nije baš ono pre šestog nešto što može da abuza i činjenica da je Ziggs takođe stvar, jako je teško da snowballaš u Ziggsa. Ziggs hard out range-a Luciana.
But we'll see if they can make it work. They do have a very good wombo combo. If they get the Annie-ult, get the Ziggs ult, get the Mbessa in there, then they can do a lot. But at the same time, if it comes to a point where Knock falls slightly behind, all they need to do is buy MR, and Adam, Tiger, and Malrang are unkillable.
Yeah, very true.
Mislim da je Karzi giga lagan. I tražio je game pun akcije i dobio je igra Ziggsa. Ali, mi kažem, Ziggs out range-a Lucian Braum to ne mogu da abuse, to je jedina strana Navija koja može se bio u ovom delu partije, tako da... Ne znam, nisam nešto preterano ubeđen.
The Navi name floating around.
Yeah. But it's cool to see them. I think it brings some breath of fresh air into the league, even though it feels a little bit right now like Rogue 2.0. But I think especially going into next year, seeing what type of roster they'll cook up and what they'll try to create, I'm very excited to see that. And we'll get to see what they have against Vitality here in Game 2.
You know what the crazy thing is with this format? I mean, if Navi lose this series, if they then eventually get knocked out of playoffs, which people expect, it's August, and they won't play again until January.
They're done for the year.
That'll be 4 months. It could end here. It could be the thing that seals the deal. Remember as well that Vitality, with a win here, GX will get locked 2 in the group. They will get locked in top 4. MKOI are already locked with their 2-1. And it kind of just makes the run for anyone else above these two teams right now a little bit easier.
Well, you know what Carsey always tweets?
What?
V for vacation, baby. So he wants that paid vacation.
Well, I
with
mean,
the Ziggs looking as well, maybe no.
V for vacation.
What are you saying? Well, I mean, Vitality
Ko će bolje isprozio svoju Ergu nego on sam?
They won't be going on vacation. They'll be in the cross group. They will be going towards the cross-play group decider. Of course, there are scenarios where Navi can still make it, but again, it's just not in their hands.
Ja baš nisam ljubitelj Ziggsa. Pro player.
Pa mislim, kažem, ovdje je
mislim, jak je champ, da, definitivno, ali... Uvijek kada vidim AD carry, budem u fazonu, dajte im samo AD carry da igre, nemojte im davati Ziggsa, tako je dosadan champ.
Razumem zašto bi se tako osjećao. Kao legitimno je priča s tim da... Ovdje, kažem, ja sam malo i breakdownova zašto je turbo smisleno. Želiš da dođeš Lucian Braum agresiju, a to je jedina strana Navija koja može se bio u earlyu, tako da sve što trebaju da urade je samo da... Da neutrališu bot. Navi je ušao, da, mislim, zvanično ušao u lec u ovom splitu, da. S tim da su zadržali roster Roga pa se malo raspadaju, ali od sljedeće sezone bi trebalo da bude bolje po svemu što smo čuli, menjaju ceo roster i onda će biti competitive.
Just kind of smash through. Have already locked top 2.
Yeah.
So now we're talking about the format because like this is a new format and a lot of people won't understand that KC, because they're locked in top 2, in playoffs they just have to win one best of 5 and they go to Worlds.
Yeah.
Because they'll guarantee minimum top 3. So
it does feel pretty crazy.
It is crazy, but like that's all KC have to do. That's what you get. You know, that's why getting a 3-0 start is really good. It's different for Fnatic in the other group because BDS and G2 are trailing and we're not at the same stage, but still, just has to be said that getting that early start is really important. Anyway, yapping away, Jack.
Yeah.
It's a Ziggs game. You got to yap away.
But the thing is, it's a Ziggs game, that's true, but we have some trades where nothing happens.
Oh my god, there's a wall. Wow.
I mean, yeah. I think bot lane is not going to be the key focal point in this game. I think the most important lane in this game, to be honest, is mid lane and top lane. Mid lane because they both have insane gank setup for their junglers. Both of them have point and click CC, so whenever the junglers start to want to interact with those lanes, a lot can happen. And also top lane just because it's such an easy win con for both sides. If Nako gets incredibly fed, it's so easy for the rest of Vitality to play because they can always rely on his damage to kill the tanks. While if Nako falls behind, suddenly, as I said earlier, you start stacking that MR, and the Annie and Ziggs are just not doing enough damage to get through this beefy front line.
The problem is as well, is if that MR, like that, it's a domino effect, right? So if Nako doesn't get ahead, it's like, well then Kazi's life is hard. It's not just about him.
Yeah.
So like that you bring that up and how important top lane is. Push is already coming through, and as you expect, Nako has got the shove, but Adam's keeping up in CS. He's actually not that far behind, and the trades are going up. He is up. 2 CS.
Wow.
Big.
Good trades here onto Carsey.
Yeah, Lucian Brom, who would have guessed?
Yeah. You really want to get more than just this, ideally.
Yeah.
And the thing is, the Ziggs can take some bad trades, and as long as he gets that lost chapter, he gets the TP back and kind of avoid all of it. And it's really once he gets that lost chapter that Fleshy can become more unlocked, start roaming, and you get to see the classic just Ziggs kind of wave clearing.
Are you digging Ziggs 80 carry these days? Because I know it popped up a little bit with the
Nema da čujemo šta kažeš, njima se ne sviđa. Dobro, to je normalno.
I like Hui. I think Hui is like mage Aphelios.
Yeah, but
I like Hui.
Isn't he boring as well?
Like Hui is cool because you always, like the same with Aphelios, you always feel like you could have done something better. You could have used your spell smarter, and you feel like you're kind of, you feel like you're cool because you're playing like a complicated champ.
But don't you think Ziggs is complicated or not? You just throw everything.
I mean, Ziggs is just...
Ali ne mislim nužno da je Hui komplikovan toliko.
A nije. Mislim, zabavnije za igru jeste jer kao imaš malo više odluka. Tako da s te strane razumem zašto je on u fazonu kao ne, Hui je cool, Ziggs nije cool. Jer Ziggs je ono, jako je anti-fan heroj. U smislu stojiš pozadi, bacaš bombe i čekaš. I to je to.
Da.
Tako da razumem njega da je ono kao da, pogodim fear, pogodim ovo, pogodim combo. Zabavnije jeste stvarno. Ali kao što tiče neke efektive, Ziggs je samo ono straight to the point. Mislim, prejak je heroj, ne treba mu previše itema da wave cleara. Jako je brutalno što tiče uzimanja kula, tako da za siege potencijal je tu.
You know,
but the ulti it's easier because ulti is very big.
LCK caster Orcs, shout out to Orcs, who's probably actually, what time is it in Korea right now, do you know?
They're 7 hours ahead, so that means it's like...
It's definitely bedtime.
Yeah.
But
for the gamers, for Winnold.
He has an alternative account called Zogs, where he just plays Ziggs. He is the
Zogs.
Ziggs aficionado.
Zogs, zapravo. Not bad, not bad.
Slažem se na to.
Sviđa mi se.
When it bounces, like everybody does it so easily.
Walk away.
You have to just click on their head.
To isto kao da ti imaš Smurf account, to je još jedan account koji se zove Zaina.
Nije loše,
Zaina je
nije loše.
najbolja.
Nije loše, nije loše.
Zaina je najbolja, tako kaže. Jel' tako?
Recimo.
I onda puštaš samo Zaininu pesmu.
Ne znam baš da li bi tako da lepo otišao, ali dobro, u redu, u redu.
But like, if you can farm, it just feels so, it's so satisfying as Ziggs. Being able to farm and insta-clear waves of like, what, one item, one and a bit item, you know?
Yeah.
Like level 9 Q.
Oh, Larsen.
Okay, there we go. There's a pick and Lindsay sets up. Wind becomes lightning.
Oh.
Larsen's going to flash away, but...
He's got the face rush.
Yeah, he's
a fast boy, but...
double summoner here, and Chuck's about to get stunned. He matches it, gets a stun out, the Incinerate down, Tibbers helps out, and Larsen's going to die.
Nice dodge, a Larsen ima lep movement, ali Ne vredi to.
Maybe a bit over-eager flash there, but
Maybe didn't need it.
Yeah, but they are able to get him.
Evo, nisu doomed, ovo je samo 2-0 za Vitality. Ovo je samo 2-0 za Vitality. Eto, svako ko čeka G2 fanatika, znam da većina ljudi čekaju. Dobit će seriju još malo.
On the bright side for Navi, that's both flash down from Linces and Chayek.
Dobit ćete seriju još malo.
So if Tiger now with the level 6, oh, that's flashy.
Is he in trouble? He's not level 6, so he can't negate any damage. Bit of bouncing bombs thrown out, and Hunsummer takes a trade, but yeah, Fleshy playing on the edge here as he's got Smite in his inventory, so no combat summoner.
In his inventory?
In his sorry, different game.
He's got Smite on his game, on his PC, that's what he's playing.
Have you,
Did you ever play Smite? I never played Smite.
I never played Smite, no. You know, I was thinking about WASD controls for some reason. Because I was thinking like...
Kako je skapirao da ne može priča o konkurentnim igrama.
Da, jako pametan, dobar je.
Kao, jesi igrao Smite? I kao ne, ne, nisam ni ja uopšte, Smite me nikad čuo, ono. Smite.
Kao to, kao, summoner spell. Samo sam za to čuo.
Ali smiješno je što ga onako sad uzbuđeno pitao, kao, znaš, da će imati zajedničku temu i kao, si igrao Smite? Kao ne, ni ja, ne, ko igra Smite, ono, samo šmokljeni igraju Smite, ono, pravi muškarci igraju LoL, znaš. Bukvalno je takva situacija bila.
Kao gledaš anime, ne? Ne gledam ja.
Ne, kao gleda anime, kao šta, mislim, ne razumijem.
Aj, molim.
That's how I break into time. But then people are going to be like, you couldn't do it without the buttons as Sign only went nowhere. Fletchy outplays it, sends Adam upwards, and then Alistair absolutely smurfed.
Lepo. Čadam. Moj Čadam igra prvi game, nosi sa Jaceom, pokušava, drugi game mu daju Siona. Za svaki slučaj da izgube 100%.
Getting that kill for Vitality.
He really wanted the game to snowball.
Yeah, he wanted to get some action. He was bored.
He was bored.
You know, something like that was a term often we used in my speak of the devil.
He's causing trouble. Flashes away from the ulti. There's Mega Inferno Bomb. Hansam D is low and Fleshy's
back. Smite je super igrica, da, nego samo mi je smiješno. Kako su odreagovali.
Hansam D's run out of juice.
Okay, some nice trades here for Vitality. One of the terms we used in my old team was we would just say that somebody, like, they'll just get bored. Just wait, guys, he'll get bored, you know? Because, like, people do sometimes often just get bored. They just want to make something happen.
Did you get bored? Did you?
Sometimes. When I played, like, Kalista or something, sometimes I'd get bored.
And you just like, I just want to go and let's just fight.
I just want to fight, you know? Like, my champ's supposed to snowball, I should do something, and then... And then things go bad, because they always go bad.
Sion's not really in that basket, though. I don't think a Sion will go, man, I need a snowball.
That's true.
I really need it to happen now.
But when you play on a bad team, you often feel like you're just like slowly losing the game if you're not winning the game.
I get the proactivity. Look, it's only 2 kills. Small godly for Vitality is cheeky little jungle bush moment from Linces. He's on a control ward, so he's fine for now. He's going to walk down lane.
Sneaking.
I still think he hasn't been seen. No, he's still sneaking, and Fleshy can't get nearby. Navi pull back to their turret, and
he fooled us even.
He did fool us. Observers toggled the vision off.
They did.
They very sneaky.
Overall, though, Carsey sitting at completely equal CS with an Alistar into Braum. You have like double counter pick here for Navi. They're very, very good here for Vitality.
It's a dream. The only thing I will say is like Navi probably happy they didn't give any.
Posle, nema nastavka Game Nighta, posle leca je film I onda posle ide stream normalno.
For sure.
Repulsive. Ako mi net bude radio, to je pitanje.
I would say repulsive. I'm assuming repugnant is like.
Tajna kad ga mrzi da streamuje kaže ja ne radi mi net.
Iščupam ga iz kabla. I onda sedem za komp igram igrice off stream, pošto znaš to ima smisla.
Šta vi, ne znam da li može išta da se igra off streams, bože, bez neta.
Pa možda igraš šta hoćeš, a meni kad ne radi net, meni net laguje I dalje mogu da igram. Samo mi stream puca. Ali možda igraš šta hoćeš bez neta, mislim što. I je to...
A ne, ono kao, kad uđem na Steam pa mi ne da.
Imaš offline mod, klikneš I većina igara možeš ti si igra offline.
Da ne znam, da možda nema, možda nisu sve igre.
Ne, nisu sve, ali imaš, da, recimo, ne znam, ja volim Titan Quest da igram, imaš offline mod u Titan Questu, imaš dosta igara, ima samo selektuješ offline mod I cepaš. Sve radi normalno.
I feel like that's right up your alley. That did get buffed.
Možda da instaliram neki single player pa bi onda kao ako nemam neta mogao da igram. Kontam da te ne bi bilo problem.
Da, imaš ako hoćeš igara s offline modom. Čak mislim kad searchaš na Steam Store-u možeš da selektuješ po kao da može da se igra offline. Kao filter.
Baš ću pogledati.
Okay.
Look, play Singed. You all know it's good. It's fun at the moment, you know? That's where we belong. Yeah, back in the past, maybe that would have been an insult, but times have changed. It's 2025. Get with the times. Dragon goes down. Early game, the business has just been dragon stacking.
Ono, ladne se ništa ne dešava u gameu, a znaš prilike da će Vitality pobediti.
That's nice.
So, his armor reduction on is up 5%. His AD ratio on his ult is based on travel time.
Vitality bi trebao da razvija ovaj lead malo više, kako sad teče vreme. Jer kao takva im je kompozicija da bi trebali da budu malo agresivniji u mid-gameu. Ali vidjet ćemo šta će moći da rade, mislim. Jer sa ovim pikovima, sa Xinom i sve to, ono, kao hoćeš da se biješ.
Pa Larsen ide. Arhanđel prvi. Ođu, meni on ni uopšte nije čudan šta builduje. Šta on radi? Nemoguće da ideš Arhanđel prvi. Au.
Jedino ako skipa roll, to je jedino što meni pada na pamet.
Mislim ima blasting wand, ne znam. Au. Pa dobro. Mislim, gledaj, možda se game završi dovoljno brzo da ne izbuilda roll. Larsen nije ni morao da ultuje. On je ultovao radi reda, kao.
Mislim, ne znam što očekuju s ovim draftom. Bukvalno, znači, nije mi jasno da imaš 5 ljudi i 2 koča koji su plaćeni profesionalno da igraju igru i da ovako bez ideje uleću u gameove. Znači, ti si slabija ekipa koja je draftovala Sion Wukong Raiza na topside-u i očekuješ da nećeš biti urnisan prvih 20 minuta partije. Mislim, ko šta?
Tiger je lepo uspeo da reaguje. Ali svakako je umro.
Samo stvarno...
Molim vas, pustite Larsena. Pustite, vidi. Ne.
Nice, go Ted. Bram no flash, yeah.
Okay, this time was comms.
That's good comms.
No singing this time, you know.
Yeah, I thought he would do something troll.
But then again, it's only 15 minutes.
But maybe he's playing 6, so he's like needs to concentrate, you know.
Ne znam što su očekivali da se dogodi iskreno.
Nije, ne znam. Mislim da moraš da imaš neki pravilno top side, bar jedan od 3 stvari. Oh my god! Ohoho!
Ode Larsen. A, Lincoln si promašio W.
Ne. Ne, Tiger trolluje. Jao, koraptovali su ga, bukvalno. Ima čovjek debuff na sebi. Ono, permanentni sad trenutno.
It really feels like it. There's no competition so far in this game. 4,000 gold lead, and that fan in the audience very happy they don't have to pull out 60 euros for a jersey right now.
Maybe they wanted to. Maybe they just wanted a reason to buy jersey.
They probably did.
Po Boga mi za 60 evra dres i ja bih teo dobar razlog. Krsta pit. Pogledaj Tigera, vidi Tigera.
Jeste, koraptovan, 100%.
Nemoguće da misuješ smite. Nije čak ni contesta on smite. Linkas nije bio u range.
Flashy interrupted, decimating smash. And over the wall, I'm MJ in his prime.
Šta?
Dobro, bar se zabavlju, it's okay. Treba i treba. Treba se zabave malo. Treba da im bude lepo, neka vala, nek im bude lepo.
MJ in his prime, I think he's gonna have to do a little bit, thinking, need to win a few titles.
Yeah, well, no, I thought he meant Michael Jackson, like he's stepping over the wall. No, it is opposed. Okay.
Michael Jordan.
I know the other one, but I thought
he's
MJ in his prime. I know.
No, I'm kidding.
But I thought like, you know, because he got over the wall, he's gliding.
Like moonwalking?
Well, Michael Jackson did glide, you know?
Yeah.
That's what he did with the moonwalk.
It's a bit of a reach for sure, but I get what you mean.
Holding from Knock Knocko. I'm not sure if it's a reach. MJ could be either of those two.
Adam je mrtav.
For sure.
Adam is dead.
Who would say MJ in his prime?
Well, because he's no longer with us, so
but
it's
that's
probably
weird
in his
to
prime.
say.
Yeah, but
What do you mean MJ is not Vitas? Šta? O čemu pričamo, brate?
Elvis right now in his prime.
I would, because Elvis now is probably not doing that. You know?
I guess. Maybe.
Elvis in his
Ne znaju basket, sign.
Sam jako zbunio, dobro, u redu.
Nije više s nama. Čovjek ga sahranio, jadnog Michaela. Mislim, jedan Michael da, ali drugi ne.
It's really the top side that are doing the heavy lifting.
I gotta give credit to Fleshy. Fleshy's Elsa has been clean. I think Fleshy's had a clean series. I think it's been really good, actually.
He's playing well. Man, every time we say the word Fleshy, he should rename. You should rename, put an A in your name, bro. Make it Flashy.
Okay.
Flashy.
We can call him Fleshy if you want.
Fleshy?
He's the
What?
Actually, yeah, if he plays well, you should call him Fleshy. I like that.
You like that, don't you?
I like that better, yeah.
Ne, Shy ne igra dobro, u tome je stvar. Živi od stare slave.
Go back.
I don't think they are. Actually, the Shy is kind of shy.
You met him?
I've met him a couple of times, and he's very humble.
That's cute.
So, he's
7-0, 6000 gol lida 19. minut.
No, not at all.
That's cool.
Him and Rookie, actually, the most humble people ever.
That's really cool.
It's really nice, yeah.
Well,
it's like, I say the same about like Doomby's very happy and giggly, and he's humble as well. For a lot of like league pros, they're like Caps. Like Caps is a great example in our region. Caps, I've never seen that man not smile. Like, have you ever seen him upset?
I mean, I think when he's lost, he's pretty.
Upset je u Fanatiku, izvini.
Ko o čemu pričaju ljudi?
Ne znam. Zanimljiviji su oni nego game. Slušajući šta pričaju. O, strašno. O? Ali... Nako. Jesi samo... Ali nemaju damage, imaju 0 damage. Stajna, oni u mid gameu pokušavaju da dive-uju s 4 igrača.
Nema veze, bar je Larsen otišao na row, ipak nakon što je uzeo loš chapter, čisto mu se nađe za malo mana regiona. Znaš kako to već ide.
Breath of air that Navi will be able to breathe in this series, as everything is just falling apart around them.
GX going to be happy with a win here as well. MKoi, I mean, they're going to be looking to be like, yeah, this is helping us out too, this dive.
Yeah, I mean, you can just see Naknako is jumping back and forth, and they try to auto him down, but his HP bar barely even moves. As then, finally, Shayak is able to TP in, Karsi arrives, and it's just doom for the rest of Navi. Larsen gets the face rush at least, so he gets out, but it doesn't really mean much, does it? Oh yeah.
I wasted my lights, you turned down the lights, I'm stuck in that night.
Poni ga vajbuju. A šta će, realno vidi, igraju protiv Navija, moraš sam sebe da zabaviš kad te protivnik neće zabaviti. Mislim, ja ništa ne mogu da im kažem ovdje, ovo je totalno legitimna priča. Po što legitimno priča, pa šta će smorili se igraju Navi, Navi ima 0 kilova u 20 minuta. Kuda si ušao u PvE, intermediate bots, ali si isključio botove slučajno. I kao moraš da završiš, ti moraš da igraš 30 minuta custom, ne možeš samo da eksplodira Nexus. Šta da radiš? Ja bi pevao, sprdovi se, mislim, šta drugo, ne mi play. Jer Navi te dobija na mentalnu igru, znaš. Navi te dobija, oni čekaju da ti zaspeš. I onda oni napadnu, znaš, lukav je Navi. Imaju oni Vincon. Da protivnik zaboravi da igra LOL, da se smore, živi, ku GG. Easy life, easy win.
And, oh boy, he gets out for now, but Mega Inferno Bomb is just going to hit Taker for a little bit. I'd say it'd be good for Navi that 2 members survived, but the wave's coming in. They're getting sieged by Kazi over the wall, who's got 2 items now. Culling doesn't do too much, and that's the best they can hope for. At 8k gold down, that's good for Navi.
Yeah, they try to defend the dive, they're able to do so successfully.
Da li Navi dobije kill do kraja ove partije? To je možda veće pitanje nego bilo šta.
That's okay. You need to take a moment, have a deep breath.
Razmišljam. Ne znam da li imaju dovoljno damage da uzmu kill.
Like a 6-year-old. When they're like, take a deep breath and they literally do it and hold their breath just to show they can. You young kids are today, you're such a zoomer. You're like 19, aren't you? 20?
Bro, I'm not 19 or 20. Do you think I'm that young?
I don't know, you're super young, aren't you?
I'm 24. I'm not that young.
Still young. And see, the thing is,
that's old. People call me Unk. Everybody calls me Unk.
They shouldn't.
But older people call me Unk. You know, like I played with Rat, and he calls me Unk. I played with Cadrel, he calls me Unk. It doesn't make sense. They're older than me.
No, but Cadrel is an Unk. Bro, that guy's 29.
They're just projecting at him.
Yeah. Actually, no. You know, he says he's 29.
Čovjek igra sa Retom.
That guy's probably 34, 35.
Ovaj mu je rekao da je mator. Ima 24 godine. Čiju, zamisli da je meni 24 godine.
Bukvalno.
He's running for his life. It's a Winter's bite, and Lince is now rolling in. Navi just struggling to defend their own jungle as Chayak slowly working down bot turret. And will Navi get a kill in this game?
That's the question, isn't it? I think they will.
To i oni se slažu s tim da je najveće pitanje da li će Navi dobiti kill ili ne do kraja partije.
Worst case he runs it enemy fountain and then laps.
Okay, I can see that happening. Adam just got absolutely chunked.
No, ja legitimno, neironično mislim da je loše za Leds da ovaj roster postoji. To ti je Sovea u IBL-u, znači to ne sme postoji. Znači ne sme postoji ekipa koja je 0-10. Jer, mislim, kao realno gledano, ajde kažem, jedan split nekako, sljedeći split moraju, to znači moraju nešto da urade. Jer kako, mislim, ko će da navija za tebe kad ne možeš navija? Ko će da navija za tebe kad ne možeš imaš jedan win? Kao legitimno, zašto bi tvoj fan bio uzbuđen za tebe, kupio tvoj dres, navio za tvoju ekipu, kada ne možeš jedan win da dobiješ?
Kakav je Navi u drugim e-sportovima?
Pa u Counteru su jedno vreme bili onako daleko najbolje, tako da mislim, imaju oni priču neku, a nisu oni loša orga, ali kao, ne znam, pa loše i za Lec, jer...
Jesi ti upravo video šta se sad desilo?
Da, pa gledam.
What? Kako je Nak završio tamo?
Tiga Čajek. On stoji baca da ovaj sam sebe likvidira sa basicom.
Samo mid push. Ovaj game je nekako duži od prethodno.
Looks like he went on the Sion ult, and the Sion is traveling. Let's see it again, why not? So he ultis in, ults on the Sion, and then dashes with the ulti. What? That's so cool.
Ultovo je na Siona i zato je tamo završio. Okej, koji je bio ulto. Okej.
Sion je unstoppable i onda ćeš samo da završiš iza njega tamo gdje on će nastavi se kreće i to je to, tako da pomogne mojim dragim kolegama zbunjenima.
Nisam vidio da je ultovao. Adam. Bio sam u fazonu, kako je nakon završio tamo, šta? Delovalo jako čudno na moment meni. A nisam vidio. Ima jako interesantnih interakcija bez ulti. Mislim da smo mi vidjeli jedan jer je bio u EBL-u. Mislim da je bio u EBL-u. Gdje je sa ultom immunovala Mordeovu ulti.
Moguće, ne mogu setim, ali moguće.
Bilo je u play-offu, ne znam ko je bio samo, mislim da je bio Chan, da je immunovao ulti od Mordea, ali ne znam proti koga su igrali. Adam je rekao dobro, aj kao, briga me.
Kaže, I've seen the boss do this. Da, identična situacija.
Navi at 13,000 gold down, are slowly whittling away. 28 minutes. It is our second zero kill game so far in the LEC. They're split and we're going to see if it holds true.
Bilo bi fora da im ne daju nije.
As Navi about to be 0-3, but Vitality in clean fashion now have the open nexus.
Neće niko u fontanu, neće, bravo. Dominacija, šta reći? Dominacija, Navi stvarno mora da razmisli šta radi sa Larsenom ako su već sajnovali njega još 2 godine. Jer ovo je sve osim dobro. Bukvalno sve osim dobro.
Lago rečeno, užasno.
Incredibly one-sided game too.
Very one-sided game too. Super easy to understand that Vitality, all that talk about what's been happening in scrims, what's been happening in the pre-season. Show the development.
That confident.
You can vote for your key player of the series, Linces, Chayak or Fleshy. Fleshy had an insane day, I will say that.
Yeah. I think both, for me, Linces and Fleshy was the two standouts that have led the team so well to victory and just did so much work.
Mi ćemo imati 15 minuta pauzu, čim intervju dođe, čilat ćemo do tad. Ali... Mislim da, što kaže, sad evo slušam šta priča, mislim, Navi mora dobiti protiv Giantsa i onda Vitality mora da izgrifa da bi Navi imao šanse da igra tiebreaker game za ispadanje. Znači to je trenutna situacija. Mislim da će Giantsi biti više nego fajn u tom matchupu iskreno, tako da oni vjerovatno nisu nešto preterano zabrinuti.
To try to edge into that top 4. And we'll see if they can do it, but it's a tough road for them.
Quick start of the day, G2, Fnatic come up next, but first we have to celebrate what Chayak did in those first 2 games. He played well.
Imamo intervju, mislim s njim? Ajmo čujemo intervju, 5 minuta pauza.
He did in the Marriott Bonvoy post-game check-in. Congratulations, Chayak and Vitality on a very clean 2-0. Pretty clean, I'm gonna say.
Thank you.
You did promise in the pre-game interview that you were going to stomp Larsen. Is that how it played out, or was there more at play?
I would say I played pretty well this series. I think I did gap him in game 1 a little bit. Game 2 was a bit of a team comp diff, I would say, and like overall team play diff. So yeah, I'm happy with the games.
Yeah, it's a really important series as well. Now, Jankos, he's up there. He's a co-streamer for Navi. He did say in the pre-show that you guys were garbage. So is there anything that you would like to say to him?
I mean, I'm still here on the LEC stage, and you're there, buddy.
Yikes! Well, finally, Chayak, oh, there he is. Oh my God. You said there was a lot that you wanted to improve on specifically from your week 1. Kind of tell me what the main takeaways are from the team now that you took one huge step closer to the next round.
I mean, I don't want to get too much into details since we play KC tomorrow. Yes. But, I mean, we were doing basically like basic stuff that to make the game kind of simple, because I think we were overthinking a lot in the week 1. So, yeah, I hope we showed it today. So, yeah, I'm looking forward for tomorrow match.
You did a certain thing to Larsen. What are you going to do to Vladdy then?
The same.
The same, love it. Thank you so much. Congratulations,
Thank you very much.
We'll see them, of course, tomorrow versus KC as well. And we'll be right back after this break with the match of the week, G2 versus Fnatic.
I'm ready.
How many lanes are there in League of Legends?
There are 3 lanes in League of Legends.
Are you seriously quizzing the car about League of Legends?
Look, I just want to know how much it knows.
The EV3 has an AI assistant. It's supposed to know everything.
Okay then. Hey Kia, how do I get better at League of Legends?
That will be challenging.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Want to level up beyond the Rift? Express like a legend and find your fastest server in one tap. Express in game without ISP throttling. Express and shield yourself from DDoS attacks. Express and choose the VPN trusted by gamers everywhere. Express VPN. Experience gaming the Express way. Fast, stable, competitive. It's time to Express. Scan to start your 14-day free trial. Subscribe to unlock free Hextech chests and keys.
And welcome back to the LEC for the most banger that we had in the LEC historically. You know it, you heard it. It is time for Fnatic versus G2. Could we have better support around us, GB? I love that mood.
I mean, absolutely. The atmosphere is electric in here, and it's Fnatic regular season. There's nothing G2 is going to be able to do on a team like this.
I mean, we've seen a lot from Fnatic right now. Actually, it's going to be their last game of the regular season. Fnatic is banging cool this summer. What have they been about?
I mean, they've just been about ramping up in general. It started out with the easy opponents. Last time was against BDS. Kind of made a fool of them. This time around, it's the real test to achieve #1 in their group. But not only that, give the fans hope towards summer, towards the finals, towards the demons they've been struggling so long against to beat.
We see them. Look at how they go. Poby, the GOAT, here in the mid lane, followed by the rest of his teammates. But guys, I want to ask you, I'm looking at this side of the audience. We have the support of amazing fans. We have Poby's mother. We have Razor's parents. Guys, what do you have actually on G2 side?
Well, first of all, actually...
G2! 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 G2!
First of all, they have actually won... They have won a championship in the last 5 years. They've won a championship in the last 5 years.
What happened this year?
Not this year. What are you talking? Like, what the hell? That is not even an argument. Secondly, Poby the GOAT, I respect him a lot, but you cannot say that when the European GOAT is literally, well, almost right there. Right?
And honestly, to add to that, we are talking about G2 versus Fnatic, but that rivalry has been so long ago. It's been 6 or 7 years. And tell me, how many rivalries have G2 been part of since then? It's been G2 MKOI, G2 Rogue, G2 KC.
G2 Rogue was not a rivalry.
We always won, but they were there. Fnatic was never there. So now you're just part of G2's rivalry run, and they're about to start a new one.
Fnatic is there this summer. It's regular season. That's all that matters right now. It's all that matters right now.
That was Fnatic.
Yeah, and everyone in chat can vote, by the way. Caps or Poby in the chat right now. So we'll work this out. I do have to say... Wait, I have this here, actually. Do you get...
What do they have? They have a rip-off of the Max Verstappen song, but we have the GOAT of some roads. Some roads lead to him. All the roads led him to the LEC. Guys, do you really think Caps has anything on Poby? The vote here, 53% of the fans think that Poby is going to make the best of this matchup. He brought stability to Fnatic.
He absolutely already brought stability to Fnatic. He's brought better vibes as well. I mean, even just recording content with Fnatic, seeing them together as a team, it feels like a unit that just feels more comfortable. And that also shows in the Rift, because if you're comfortable off the Rift and you're going to be even better going into the game.
Yeah.
All right, what's up, Oda? What's up?
Okay, enough of that. We saw 3 games of Fnatic, but G2's road starts right now. We already saw a better and more cohesive G2 in the past. You always saw Caps not having the support of Skewmont and from Lavrov. And already from the game that we saw, Caps is going to be a different beast. And just because you have a fancy graphic with Poby being there, and you think that you're going to take out Daddy Caps at the end of the ladder, just think once more.
I mean, the numbers don't lie. You saw the little third, right?
Oh,
that was definitely Poby's
yeah, Fnatic
favorite.
fans are never delusional. No, for sure. That was like, that's so good. Never.
They know it.
Hey, fair enough, though. I'm really excited about this best of 3 because we are laughing a little bit back and forth, but Fnatic do look incredible. And what we need for a good match of the week and a good Fnatic G2 for the fandom to kind of take over again from KC MKOI as the most beloved match of the week, maybe they need to show us that they're worth it.
I mean, that's the thing. We've been saying that KC MKOI is the new generation, but I'm so excited by what we saw from G2 last week and what Fnatic has been showing us for the past 3 weeks. We have a banger ahead, guys.
I mean, absolutely. I think G2, they've been in both finals so far. You obviously can't understate that, but I think Fnatic as well, with the ramp-up that they've had, that actually make this a justifiable match of the week, because you're looking at 2 teams in general who's finally coming into peak form again, where you dare hope. And hope right now, that's what the Fnatic fans have, because they've had a fantastic summer so far.
We have the ghosts in the mid lane. They have the most successful player of Europe on the other side of the rift. It is time for G2 versus Fnatic.
G2 vs Fnatic, même en 2025, reste un match iconique en Europe. Ça reste le classico du LEC. C'est les deux structures qui ont fait les meilleures performances à l'international. C'est deux structures qui ont connu énormément de légendes du jeu qui sont passées, que ce soit chez Fnatic ou que ce soit chez les G2. C'est pour ça que Fnatic G2 restera probablement à jamais dans l'histoire de l'Europe l'une des plus grandes, si ce n'est la plus grande rivalité jamais connue entre deux structures.
Upset dashing forward and Cam still has a spear versus spear. Vessel flashes in.
Maintenant, c'est vrai que sur les années récentes, G2 domine largement les Fnatic et sont en train de juste les oblitérer. Et ça ne va pas changer pour ce dimanche pour plein de raisons, notamment parce que les G2 reviennent d'un très bon EWC. La MSI, on ne va pas en parler. Broken Bell de nouveau en forme. On a une botlane aussi de G2 qui est extrêmement solide.
Once again, there's the charm as well onto Razzle. Good Rob falling low. Hot Dog takeover coming out from Rob. Survives for a long time, but in the end, Upset takes him down. And the TP in from Broken Blade slams Fnatic against the wall. G2 just obliterate Fnatic.
Le Caps contre Poby va être très intéressant à suivre avec Poby qui a fait une bonne entrée en LEC. Malgré tout, je pense que le véritable GOAT de l'Europe, Caps, devrait prendre la main et devrait dominer un petit peu Poby. Donc on va avoir encore une victoire de G2 2-1 contre Fnatic ce dimanche.
And here we are getting into this historic matchup, the new chapter in Fnatic G2. Whatever the history is, honestly, it doesn't matter because these are just the two best teams on this side of the bracket, and we're ready to see some high-quality League of Legends.
I think it also does a disservice to say that Fnatic has not leveled up over the course of the offseason as well. Poby has looked like an absolute beast coming in. He is the talking point for Fnatic, but I just love the way he's been synergizing some of the early skirmishes, working with Mickey, working with Razor, and I really think for G2, he's going to put a bit of fear in them. They're going to have to see if they're going to be able to match some of that early aggression and get control to make sure they can take this series.
It's also such a comfortable schedule for G2. You take a break week 1, you show up week 2, you kind of kick the shit out of Team Heretics. We're swearing today. Jake started it, you can blame him. And now you show up for a huge matchup, whereas Fnatic have already kind of done their homework, right? They beat all the teams below them. And now, if you win here, undefeated in the group, #1, facing off in #2 and in the other group, it's pretty smooth sailing. But for G2, it's like, if you win here, you're so comfortable for next week and for BDS tomorrow.
But I also think for Fnatic, this kind of wants to be a statement series.
Yeah.
We've heard off of Zeph as well from MKOI saying, hey, look, there is a kind of top 3, and it's MKOI, KC, and G2. Fnatic are not in that conversation right now. If they can take down G2 here, definitely going to put a lot of faces and heads turned towards them coming in towards the playoff bracket.
Yeah, and naturally we're going to talk a ton about the mid lane matchup. It's the #1 thing you talk about when it comes to winning a trophy in the LEC is, do you have a mid laner that can go toe-to-toe with Caps? Of course, no trophy on the line here, but a good test perhaps for what we will see in playoffs as we get into picks and bans. Already supports being targeted from the side of Fnatic. Have the Nico taken off the board, Poppy as well, of course, a flex, 80 carries being removed from Upset's pool, and not surprising again, Fnatic, we know what they want to do.
Ljudi moji, konačno ide game broj 2. Gledamo Fnatic i G2. Moramo stavimo također na Discordu da kreće.
The Talia Pantheon available, Azir available, Nautilus, which has kind of crept into a lot of pick bans now with the changes. So I'm curious as to what exactly the first pick is going to be here from Fnatic.
Trebali bi da smo dosta lagani ko ovo dobija. Mi smo rekli G2, ali dalje je pitanje, vidjet ćemo.
For a high prio top lane pick. I've seen a lot of Jason the last few days. It is mostly from Adam. Rumble has also been a quick go-to for Fnatic, but I'm going to be honest, it has not looked great. In the team play, it's been fine, but the early lane...
Hajmo da vidimo, prvi game će dosta reći svako. Mislim, nije ni G2 sad baš nešto najbolji.
So instead, it's going to be
Fnatic izgleda dosta dobar, tako da sve je moguće, sve je moguće.
So I'm curious if G2 want to immediately go for the Talia Pantheon here, because my mind is thinking ahead where this pick could potentially come out into something like an Ambessa. So if I was G2, how I try and set this up is go for
Warwick, blind pick,
try and set up on towards our next rotation of bans, backing away some of these top lane champion pools again, trying to pick.
Znamo da Caps voli.
Knowing we've still got the Warwick, and then that Pantheon
Pardon, Bibi.
was what G2 brought to the table a ton in the earlier splits.
Ko zna, možda i Capska igra iskreno.
Vidi koliko je lud.
Broken Blade only dies to top laners who speak Portuguese. You know, we're problem solved. We don't have to worry about anything else. But now, maybe we see the other half of the combo. Pantheon does just in general feel like the strongest possible
Jeste, upravo je kolega Kastan.
So an easy pickup for G2, but they do run the clock down, presumably just to have a bit more time to talk about what their next consideration will be.
For Fnatic now, how do you try and respond to that early aggression coming out of the jungle is the next point.
AD carry će biti zabavni. Generalno Han sama je uvek consistent upset, je mnogo dobar ovaj split.
And Zion, just a very, very strong pick in the current meta, and definitely not something that will fall prey an awful lot of the times to a lot of side lane pressure.
Usually something we see banned actually in the first three from one of the sides, usually blue side as well, but this time they've allowed it to go through. So while G2 do have a priority,
Obi delo je spremno. Spremno da se nabada sa Flepsom.
Jarvan now as well, so some good early engage options, good lockdown for immobile champions like Talia. The other thing I'm looking at is, what does the AD carry pool look like? What are swaps going to look like? Because that is often the big strength of Sion that we talk about.
Imagine they're going to look for some sort of hyper-scaling AD carry, like Jinx kind of comes to mind, to set themselves up, and then you've got good team fight potential coming through, great late game scaling already, and you can kind of enable that Jinx, as you say, through these swaps to start to scale into that later portion of the game. Oh. G2 though, going for hype.
Oh wow.
Dobro.
To je neočekivano.
Has never been, never will be, probably a more qualified person to talk about this matchup on any broadcast than Finn would be to talk about Clay.
Yeah, I can't give you the actual details of the matchup specifically, but one of the things that Finn was actually really hyped about for the change was how his rage ends up stacking for a lot of the times to get Skarl back. If you end up getting knocked off of Skarl, you can very quickly get back on. It's the immediate pickup.
Iskreno ovo me raduje, konačno vidimo malo raspoloženijeg Bibija.
You can end up your auto attack stack in instances of 5, so you no longer end up like 98 of your bar. You end up at 100% of the bar much more often. Plus, if you end up going for that Titanic Hydra, you can end up getting 4 attacks, plus then having the Titanic Hydra proc, and 1 full shot of your Q will now remount you as well, which makes it very quick and more reliable to try and get back on towards your Skarl as well. So this is going to be a very fun matchup to watch, but also one that I think is going to get a ton of pressure from G2 to try and start that snowball.
Yeah, and I think Clev's the kind of champion who, especially against a Sion who is so immobile, you leap in, very easy to land. The bear trap, if a Pantheon is there, you can find yourself dropping down incredibly quickly. So double 80 topside does make at least itemization for Oscarin a bit easier, right? Probably just get tabbies early on or steel caps, get some armor, hope to just weather the storm, but the 1v1 is going to be tricky. Now, double 80 carry bans, triple 80 carry bans in the second phase, and Rakan coming out as well. Maybe just trying to take Labrov off of potential comfort. With the Xayah taken away, seems like just don't want to see some of those hyper carry options.
I think you're still relatively okay. I think for G2, I'd probably just try and take something like the Rel or something along these lines here just to set up for big engage tools, and then you can always leave the counter pick for the AD carry, because here I think you could still go for the Jinx as Fnatic. You've got good range to try and punish the Kai'Sa, so you're not really in danger there.
To je fair, Jinx je u stvari fair pick. Lucian ima premali range, ne može da igra u Pantheona.
Kleda bi bio malo problem.
Definitely not the worst, but always can be a little bit awkward.
Lucian ima 0% win rate.
Quickly reposition in those fights, and G2, their composition, it's really clear what they want to do. Easy for them to get prio with the power of that Talia. Easy for them to roam with the semi-globals, even Kledzel. I guess you can consider that semi-global. Definitely high mobility. And now Kai'Sa, the perfect dive champion to follow up. And Labrov on Alistar, kind of the ultimate comfort pick from him, right? A lot of criticism levied at him over the course of last playoffs, even his MSI run. But the Alistar is a champion where it feels like he is just a cut above. Always looks so comfortable on the pick.
And also something that can kind of enable fights, but is also enabled by a lot of what G2 are bringing to the table. This is a squad that very much has that 1-3-1 perspective, but it's also one that could very quickly collapse on towards mid lane as well, which is going to be kind of where I expect them to put their pressure. It's, hey, Broken Blade, you enable the speed up for the cow to enable and engage. That is a really strong follow.
Mislim mi se više sviđa draft G2-a.
And I think for G2, it is snowball that into a success. Whereas for Fnatic, it's all eyes on bot lane. Let's try and get this Lucian into a decent spot. We have good setup to try and enable him. Thanks to that Jarvan, let's try and then play for these team fights that we can scale into with the Azir.
Yeah, some roads lead to Baby Faker. Wow, we're getting dramatic here. This is feeling Game of Thrones with the amount of familial references. Son of this person, child of this person, baby of this person.
Oh, don't keep saying daddy, whoever.
Yeah. No, you're the dag daddy. There's only one daddy here in the LG. A lot of goats, though. We got a lot of goats, got a lot of hype, got a lot of roads.
Inače, nove vijesti na pauzi koje sam pročitao, da podelimo sa cijelim chatom, je da verovatno će Baby No Money pevati World's pesmu, što je malo čudno, ali ajde. Već imamo neki kolab sa Valorantom, tako da...
Sam fine, ne znam. Ja mislim da je on najbolji kada pravi pesme koje su samo ono... joke songs, manje više.
Mislim, njega generalno zovu parodi reper.
Da.
Što i jeste, pa on troluje.
Da.
We'll see who's feeling good after this game one, though. You highlighted it so well, Rob. Bot lane has been the strength in the early game for Fnatic. Poby has been stable, but it usually hasn't been about
vidjet ćemo.
Now we'll need to see if he
generalno svaka pesma u World's pesma je poprilično dobra.
And also this top side matchup, right? So much of Sion
čak i ona sa Zedom, recimo, koja je bila jako čudna na prvi i drugi put kad je pustiš neko ti uđe u glavu, tako da...
He just always contributes value.
I think the thing with the Kled is it should do relatively well just on...
Da, Ignite je ono kao bila čudna na početku.
Da, ima ta ono, da, ima ta neka cepanja, ono tamo vamo, malo je čudno, ali opet kažem, eto, na kraju budeš u fazonu, okej, sve je chill. Opa, kar 6. game u lecu.
Opa!
Pogledaj Pobijevu poziciju u lane'u, znači, koliko je Pobi spreman da igra. Ušao je u wave i rekao je dođi.
I promašio prvog minjana.
Nema veze, ali pozicija govori da hoće se bije, tako da... To humanoid ne bi radio, Mare.
To je istina, velika istina, velika istina.
Essentially, what you want to try and do as Kled into a lot of these matchups is try and trade hyper aggressively level 1.
Viš, humanoid mu također ne bi bacio taj emot.
Because you end up having the bear trap and rope at the end of the trade to pull the person back in, most of the time you're able to remount and then you just have a more effective HP bar because you get all that health back. So if you're actually going to take the W and get a decent trade here.
I mean, massive chunk of damage, even when he demounts, of course. I think one of the things that can make this matchup tricky
is zapravo solidan skin za Siono.
Je, stariji skin, on je... Nije loš.
Sion kind of gets like one shot, right? Once he has ulti, he can jump in, then you're going to get the demount, and you're kind of out of cooldowns. So it seems so easy for Broken Blade once you get out of these first few levels as well.
Also keep eyes on junglers, both moving down towards this bottom side. You've already got push for upset and
Mickey. Pobi nema što da nam radi ovdje sa buildom, kao da nas izneradi s agresivnim buildom, jer Basir ima tačan build i netačan build. Da ne može nešto tu da komplikuje sa, ne znam, Ludenzom, Shadow Flame, Deathcapom. Možda sljedeći game. Fnatic bolje skela, zar ne? U kasnim fazama partije i Pantheon opada Italija tu i tamo. Sion scale, Azir scale. Mislim Fnatic bolje scale.
Ne znam kakav je Clyde. Mislim da Clyde može bude baš opresivan. Kasnije, sa malo itema.
Going pretty good. I wasn't quite sure how quickly he was going to be able to remount there, but gets those last few hits.
Mislim da u even game-u da Kled nije Ahead ne skala toliko insane, iskreno. Mislim da jedino što kao padati na pamet i solok je da Kled skala dobro, zato što je Kled obično dosta fed, ima plate-ova, ima killova i onda je 2-3 levela veći od svih ostalih i onda bije. Ali mislim da u game-u gde Kled nema neki ogroman lead, gde je relativno even game, gde se bijaš sa 400 CS Azirom, nije baš optimalno. Mislim, Bruiser je dalje. Nije tank i dalje je shotable, samo što moraš 2 puta ga shotaš zbog kokoške, ali... Mislim da je ugao tu.
Daj uopšte Skarl rekao.
Pa mislim da nije nešto što imamo. Živuljka nekada.
Bibijana nešto. Zar ja, da li gušteri ne spadaju, ja mislim na amfibijane. Ne, amfibijane su žabe i... Labrov. Labrov.
Ima Nimbus Cloak. Ima Nimbus Cloak koji uspio se izvuče, upset nije teo da flasha pametno. Našao si 2 summonera, dao si summoner heal. Sad Hunt samo mora da proba sam neko dobije lane jer je on taj koji nije iskoristio ništa. Ali Labrov ako sad priđe, mogu da se samo double flash u njega da ga ubiju.
Ok, salamanderi pripadaju amfibijanima. Što vjerovatno i ostali gušteri. Mislim da to su vodozemci, ali kao, ne znam da li se svaki gušter gleda kao zemac.
Obviously down in sums, pre-6 for an Alistar who doesn't have a defensive keystone can be really, really tricky. So LeBron will need to play carefully.
Evo ga. Pitanje, kaže ne, gušteri nisu amfibijani, oni pripadaju reptilima. Ok, eto, saznali smo nešto novo, znači bio sam u pravu. Nema šta, stvarno znamo ovu biologiju.
Throws out the Q, will not connect. Skewmon just waiting in the darkness, hoping the Fnatic would overcommit, but now Mickey's here as well.
So Mickey moving mid to try and match the support roam, guarantee that Poby can crash this, reset, and be completely safe. And you've also got Fnatic moving down towards this bottom side as well. Fnatic shoved out that bot lane, didn't get the full crash, and Hansama went to match. So now Fnatic want to try and match again, with Razork coming in behind Hansama.
Razork not going to commit the flash, but good damage onto Hansama. Mickey will commit his, however. As now LeBron is getting things kicked off. Won't do too much here. Fnatic pulling away, just trying to crash the wave. Gives them an opportunity for a reset or for a Drake take. Mid lane relatively even, but bot, of course, will be a little bit delayed from the side of G2. For now, though, it just looks like the crab. Neither side able to get a big enough advantage, and neither side really wants to try to trade something else on the rest of the map. Although it has to be said, we looked away from top for a little bit. Never mind, we can't talk about top. Upsets in the game.
Nema bot na badanje, bot perma na badanje.
There is a steady CS advantage building for Broken Blade on the top side. Oscar currently getting run down in lane based on what I'm seeing in on the mini map. And Razork
Razork ima ulti. Labrov je mrtav. First blood za upseta. Lepo. Skewmon opet AFK.
Got the honey fruit, so he has the health of the mana to push out caps. They get the mana advantage in the mid lane. Now you look at the bot side, they got that control already. So great, we can invade, shove Skewmon off, and then look for the play in the bottom lane. Really well orchestrated by Fnatic.
Yeah, and for Fnatic, this has to feel so good because again, so many. You know on paper when you draft a 2v2 like this that you should win lane, but for most of our teams, winning lane means a little advantage here, a little advantage there. It doesn't usually mean 700 gold this early in the game, but Razork able to set up, as you talk about, a whole team effort to allow that many plays to happen on the bottom side, and LeBron now shifting his attention to the top side. Reset.
Da li Baby Nomani confirm? Nije konfirmovan, ali je bukvalno pre fazon, ne znam, nekoliko minuta postovao slike iz Riot Games headquartera, a otprilike u ovo vreme kad je NZXT snimao isto je postovao to. Tako da je onako dosta verovatno je. Spekulacije su i dalje nije garantovano, ali kao baš onako random da taman kada neki artist treba da snima World's pesmu, Baby No Money dolazi u Riot Headquarters i postoje kao evo me ovde.
Is pretty big for this team. Talia solid on a side lane, Kled very strong, probably the strongest side laner we have in this game. Razork in the meantime will grab a Drake, so no Hex Tech still around means overall Drake value will
Mislim, meni zvuči interesantno. Fora sa World's pesmama, što World's pesme generalno trebaju da budu epic. A ne vidim kako sa Baby No Moneyem to mogu da urade.
Ne znam, jer ja ne znam da li on ima jednu jedinu pesmu koja nije tehnički ono kao parodija.
Mislim, sve njegove pesme su parodije. Opet da se razumemo, gotivim ja Baby No Mania, sve to super, ali mislim da napraviti Worlds pesmu gdje ono Imagine Dragons, Linkin Park, Legends Never Die i onda Baby No Mania mi je nekako čudno, ali ajde mislim. Samo vibe pesme onda ne mogu da zamislim da će biti ozbiljan.
Ja ne mogu da, nikako ne mogu da, ne mogu da ga zamislim da bude ozbiljan uopšte. Kao on je takav lik.
Still though, they kind of had that moment for Fnatic with Upset being able to shift down. They get the summoner spell burnt on Skumon back.
Čak i Lil Naz, koji, hajde da kažeš, ono, ne znam, ima neki malo moderniji pesme i tako to, one nisu neozbiljne, ono su kao...
Kapiram, vidjet ću, kažeš, ja se nadam će biti dobra.
Broken Blade really just does not care. Again, if the knockup doesn't hit, it doesn't matter. He's just taking his time, hitting creeps. He's going to remount here in a second.
Vidi, možda bude collab.
Možda. To ne bi bilo loše, to nekle.
Naprimjer, Baby No Mania i Kristi Konstanza.
Možda.
I onda bude neki rap deo, neki troll i onda ona uđe sa vokalima i onda možemo da pričamo.
Doja Cat.
Možda. Baby No Mania Doja Cat zvuči kao epic duo. Iki? Dobro, flash. Mislim, Jarvan je bio tu, nije imao ulti, ali svako je fajn.
Having the spell book, that's kind of a win for Mickey. He's going to have more tools available. You now have at least another member of G2 flashless with Dragon up in a few minutes. Same when you look towards the Rift Herald as well. And I think that's really where Fnatic are eyeing up, is getting rid of these key spells.
Ulti, charge for an extra bit of shield. Oscar still has the ulti of his own, waiting for him to demount. Q through, flash out from Broken Blade. Oscar stone cold. If Broken Blade hits that tower, he's going to remount. Oscar very likely dies. Mickey now getting things kicked off. LeBron waiting for the knockup, still holding onto the ulti of his own. Hansama waiting over the wall to come in, but G2 have decided to retreat.
Human.
Not the fight they want to take.
Svaka mu čast da je uspeo da nije bacio E, čini mi se da nije. Možda je bacio pre.
Making sure that it's almost impossible for G2 to really respond. Hansama had to catch the wave top, and it gives them the numbers advantage. Still, BB winning out slowly on the bot side. Upset finds Hansama though.
More autos, Coling just to chunk out, but won't be too lethal quite yet. Essence Reaver though makes it so easy for Upset to just keep pressuring there. Lebrov waiting. Bunt back is there. Razork, EQ back. Mickey there to cover. Good spot by Lebrov though.
Ok, lep game, lepo nabadanje, konačno da vidimo neku kvalitetnu partiju. Postigli bacite like ako niste, stigimo bar do neke lagane stotkice. Ja mislim da kako stoji ova partija, Fnatic mi se čini kao dosta veći favorit. Ma koliko smo rekli 2-1 G2, ali Fnatic skilluje bolje, Skumon će dobiti batine i nema flash, ali ima pojačanje. Drugari, moć prijateljstva.
Neoptimalno.
Upset had gone back to lane. He thought the job was done. They thought they were going to get out, but G2 collapsed well, using that vision to snuff out everything Fnatic was going for.
Again, we talked about it. One mistake was all it took for G2 to start to wrest control back in this game. I thought it was going to be on a sideline. Instead, it's in G2's jungle.
And Razork gets the smite here, but it's the fact that you have Kaisa who can ult into this play changes everything. Upset as well, started to move back towards lane. I think he was spotted in that ward in the pixel brush as well. So G2 just knew it was only going to be two members, and they lined up perfectly for Lebrov's combo.
And it's got to be frustrating too, right? Because the initial setup felt good. They just over-committed to the play. It took too long. They had chunked Hansama out to start it. It did not matter. The positioning, the angle made it so simple for him to just ult in, clean up that kill, and what was once, 700 starting to build towards an 800 gold lead for Upset, now shrinking down to 300. We said this 2v2 is what you have to be scared of. Well, initially that was the case. Now, I don't think G2 are too concerned at this moment.
Also, just to do our breaking news top lane input. Titanic Hydra for Broken Blade as well, which is super nice for the Kled. This just means that you're very quickly able to get those auto attacks off, get the W's passive damage down, but also again, when you get knocked off of Skarl, this
Ako sam rekao da Fnatic bolje skela i da izgledaju ok, tako je Razork izintovo i stavio je G2 ahead. Dali 2 killa, dali Drakea.
in the matchup and making things a little bit more difficult for Oscar than they already have been.
Yeah, and hopefully keep the wave pressure up as well, right?
I Razork iskreno treba bude zamenjen, ali...
See if a black cleaver comes through. Obviously double, triple AD threats on the side of G2. We'll see how much AP Hansama opts for.
Mislim, kad znamo da ne možeš da zameniš Goata Oscara, onda moraš da zameniš Razork.
To je istina, to je istina.
Yeah, just generally it feels a pretty good, good item, right? If you're not a jungler, you don't need to build Sundered Sky, then Black Cleaver's always a solid choice as LeBron finds a quick knockback. Get the cooldown out of Mickey. That getting chunked away.
Ja, Sahan sam ima Kraken, u stvari tuče. Talija dolazi. Moj internet odlazi. Vratio se brzo, valjda.
Ok, evo ga, popravlja se i slika. Pobi! Jel Pobi samo najbolji?
Ma džab.
A ko je Pobi za G2? Za G2.
Hansama 302.
Jedan od retkih igrača koji ne uliva mi previše nade kad ga vidim nafidovanog. Jer je jako unclutch lik.
Sakrne. A mislim, G2 koristi svoju kompoziciju, ako imaš Panteo na Italiju, naravno ćeš se rotirati po mapi, pogotovo abuzovati botlane. Duplo R, dupla rotacija, instanci na botu možda igraš kod čovjek.
I mean, incredibly close sequence. Skewmont again, walking away casually.
Swift on the skid man.
I didn't hear what that was said at all. I just laughed. I assumed he said something funny. I have no idea what he said.
Kaže, smurfed on this kid, man.
So, I would say that...
Svaka čast, nisam ni ja razumio.
Brzo, jako rekao.
Sad kad si spomenuo, onako vraća mi se, rekao, da, tako je zvučalo.
Smurfed on this kid, man. Tako je rekao. Kaže, Skewmont 6. mjesec ukupno u lecu, ali znate kako to ide. I mislim da je Razork stariji od njega, ako se ne varam također.
Lec nakon 9 mjeseci.
To ti je taj igrač u solo queue koji ima ego, razumiješ? On je sad tata igrice, ima jedan dobar game. To što su mu bubreg vadili na Internationalu svakom, to nema veze, to je lagana priča.
Pobi, nema on. Ma šta je ovaj Pobi za nevernike? Kes.
Ništa, onda nek vrate komunida.
Ne.
Pa vidi, Mare, ne možeš. Neš jedno, neš drugo, mislim, moraš negdje da odlučiš.
Treba da daju našoj kozi Oskaru da nosi. A ne ovog Siona, pa nema
da daju vodu možda da nosi ostalim igračima.
Gledaj, mora i to neko.
Istina, hidracija je veoma bitna, pite vode.
Možda Pobi ne performuje zato što nema vode.
Znači Oskar je kriv.
A bukvalno Oskar je za sve kriv.
Sakrne humanoid je benchovan ovaj split. Zato su doveli Pobija iz T1 Akademije. Sad ovaj damage, vidi gurno ga je u kum. Mislim da ako stoji na mestu i Oskar ga basicuje, a ovaj baca sve spelove da Oskar dobija taj fight. Sa jednim no magic mantlom.
55 seconds to the Dragon now. It's going to be push waves, reset, try and finish off some key items before you go there. And with Rift Herald and Flash is now burned, Fnatic have opportunities to try and fight this back against G2.
And it's important that they can convert, because again, this is how many times have we seen them be in a favorable situation in terms of summoner spells, and then the play just continues to favor G2. It was that top side play around red buff. They overcommitted a little bit. The bottom side collapsed. They weren't far enough back. They could not stop the side lane play coming in for G2. So yeah, I love that Hansama is flashless right now, but if they don't kill him, in the next 5 minutes, it does not matter.
Yeah, I think G2, though, want to try and play this a little slow. Scumon's flash isn't quite up, and also, look how close Caps is towards his second item. He has nearly got that Leandries. If he can just catch a wave or two, reset, get the TP back in, you should be able to find it, but they're going it early.
Razork full commit and calling down as well. Caps looking for the flick back, doesn't quite find it. Nice backstep. LeBron already into the midst of the fight. The ulti going down.
Oh my god, Razork.
Damage, the Herald charge is coming through. There's a TP coming in on the backside. Keep your eyes on that Clay, because it might be time to charge. Broken Blade decides not to. Poby not in the mid lane either. He's just recalling. A chaotic decision. That was bad from Fnatic. Overcommitted. They didn't have the information they needed to try to pull the trigger there. They just wanted to kill.
Ne znam iz kog razloga Fnatic ovoliko forsira. Imaš Azira, sačeke pola sata, nek naskela i nek te sam nosi. Sio neće da umre, Azir će da carry, ovako ti daješ ekipi G2-a s mid game kompom da se biju u mid game-u. Mislim, baš nema smisla.
Is a single tower. And now Mickey might just give his life, flashing over, hoping maybe to find the smite. It's not going to happen. Desperation already showing. Yeah, might as well, I guess, but that is a massive gold swing. It's 3K on top of 10 extra flowers, all the extra XP. Broken Blade was already pulling ahead in XP, and now he's a full level up.
Again, though, we're seeing, hey, key summoners felt burnt. We have our targets. Fnatic not playing towards it. And G2 are just standing there with a big miss, saying, yeah, we'll catch. Just go. If you throw, we'll take it. And it's been every single time Fnatic have gone for that little overextension. And G2 have been so good at punishing it. And now, G2, 33k in the lead. They have 2 dragons to their name. You're starting to see second items completed across the board. G2 are hitting their stride, and I just don't know if Fnatic are going to be able to hold on to these side lanes well enough to keep G2 in check.
No, it's an excellent point, and I think obviously we talk about Poby versus Caps, right? And this was the first pick of the year, and Poby's doing well in terms of individual goal, but the other matchup we have to talk about is jungle. Because Razork has been a powerhouse in so many of these games, but this game, Scumon has just had way more impact. And the Jarvan pick not working out. Again, the cost of this Azir first pick is conceding that Taliyah Pantheon combo, and it's not looking like it was the right choice.
Nije, daleko od toga da je humanoid bio problem.
They want to try and play it with Razork. We saw some of those early plays of burn these summoner spells, and I think that's what Fnatic have been doing well, but it's just being patient
Humanoid je uvek bio
to
problem.
actually try and capitalize on those that have been the mistakes. And then with Scumon, he has that ultimate.
Mada mislim, ne znam, pobije svako dobro pojačanje, raspoložen igra jako lepo, tako da ne možemo ništa kažemo za pobija. Labrov ima cleanse ult, samo što...
Lenzovo je samo...
To svako
ja
bolje
mislim da bih ja ultovao 10 puta čak možda. Tu. Ne bih ni rizikovao.
Tredaš svoj ult za Brown multi, fajn, tvoj ult se vrati manje više i u isto vreme ili trunku ranije.
Hasn't really been in a position to do so. Hard for him to stay at a safe range against this composition without the use of the ultimate.
Fnatic also couldn't go over aggressive there because of the positioning from Broken Blade. Oscar was trying to...
Ne mislim nija da je humanoid bio nužno problem, samo mislim da je ono... Fanatiku je trebala neka promjena. A sve su izmenjali sem mida i džungle. Da, tehnički top laner, topa, ali...
Now G2 kind of as expected, taking control of side lanes and taking their sweet time, right? Doesn't really feel like they're under the gun, under any kind of pressure here from this Fnatic composition. Upset can try to take mid control, right? That's kind of one of the strengths of the calling on Lucian in the mid game, is you just should just be able to get free mid push when you want it, but he's
Saka ne slažemo se totalno.
And again, the semi-global threat of this composition makes it pretty dangerous to walk anywhere,
Ghost
even your own
heal.
jungle. Mickey barely able to escape.
Zoom Brown.
Double sums here. We'll walk away.
I dalje mislim Fnatic nije izgubio ovu partiju, 2700 golda nije dovoljno da negira koliko lepo Fnatic skijela ovaj game. Samo što im trebaju itemi, pogotovo na pobiju, mislim Pobi sad uzove teglu. Nakon 2 itema. Bibi ima Black Cleaver, on ga dobio u proženom fajtu.
Ju su iskočili na Bobija, sve su bacili.
Ma kakav upset damage i meaning, ljudi, upset ne radi damage, što pričate?
Da, Scumon se čuvao, i upset se ubacio u A Oscar umro od Broken Blade-a.
Bibi ga solo killova s kladom. Kako solo umreš sa Sionom?
Moja koza nije pobedio taj 1 na 1. Šta radi? Čuš, ima Jackshaw.
No, užasno. Obratite ljudi pažnju na Upsetovu nevjerovatnu količinu damage-a koju radi ovdje. Znači prvo je vidio da je Alistar ulti, onda odlučio da baci ulti, promaši pola i onda je počeo tuče Labrova, shvati ne radi damage, pa je fazona je probaću s Q'om da ne radim ni njemu damage, onda je samo otišao. Lucian je užasan pik bio, užasan pik. Uzmi Jinx, igraj front to back. Ništa, da su uzeli Jinx Lulu. Šta će, mislim, ti već imaš Siona, ne treba ti Braum, imaš Siona i Arvana, tebi ne treba frontline. Jinx Lulu, full disengage, ništa te ne interesuje. I samo scalaš, daš im 3 Drake-a. Ali ne da gubiš 6000 golda, daš im 3 Drake-a, nego im samo daš 3 Drake-a. Naskelaš malo, Jinx, Lulu, piu, čao. Oni nemaju proper tanka, ti ako ostaneš dovoljno dugo u fajtu da preživiš Alistar ulti, Sion, Pantheonovo E, ti si fajn.
Dobit će ga nazad. Kakav je kled heroj.
Da, Upset, ogroman damage, još jednom, jedva kokošku ubije. Na Vori Essence River.
Ali na Vori je iskreno drugi item na Lucianu. Ja sam mislio da je Infinity Edge, da ideš Essence Infinity.
Essence Infinity je play, da. Mislim, razumem zašto je otišao na Vori. Zato što kada igraš u Alistara i u Pantheona treba ti ramp. Burst ti ne znači ništa jer će Burst otići u cooldownove svakako. U Alistar ulti, u Pantheon je. Ali point je što je Lucian samo shit heroj. Mnogo loš heroj. Znači, u ovom gameu, ne generalno. Lucian je super heroj, Lucian Brown je ekstra duo. Ali ne u ovom gameu. Znači, Lucian kao heroj ne funkcioniše kad ti se dešaš u Pantheona. I on ti baci W. Jer se dešaš u Tali, on ti baci Rebel Dirt. Dešaš se u Kleda, on te šota. Evo, gleda Upseta. I šta sad? On sad stoji ovdje. Sad će Blaze s druge strane zida. Ovo bi Jinx mogla DPS-uje, inače, preko zida.
Ali Broken Blade i dalje bije njega. Dobit će Skarla nazad. Ne veru pa.
Ne, Upset je useless. Legitimno useless. Legitimno mi dadi carry. Mislim... I verujte mi, ja bi prvi iskoristio prilikom flame Upseta, ali nije Upset kriv. Draft je loš. Ne može Lucian ovo da igra. Samo ne može da igra Lucian.
Can we call freak? Ja mislim da to za puno stvari može da se kaže.
Vidi, nije freak kriv što je Khaled igrao u Siona, imao je free lane, a Upset i gađa onim novogodišnjim prskalicama što kupiš kod Kineza za 100 dinara. Znači, znaš ti kad bi Khaled mogao da se flasha u 3 čoveka da protivnički AD carry ima damage? Ja Upset mogu da komituje da gubi ovdje, ajde njegova greška. Ali, ne znam, mislim... I Fnatic je malo kriv kao tim, što su forsirali previše fajtova, znači to moram da napomenem. Jer, opet, imaš Azira, imaš Siona, skelaš jako dobro. Želiš hyper late. Zašto bi se tukao? Dao si protivniku 11.000 golda, evo još malo i soul za minut. Zašto? Našao si 2 kule u ovoj cijeloj partiji.
I 2 kila.
Ovo je ko Navi da gledam opet. Mislim, ja se nadam da će skapirati šta im je greška i da će od sljedeće partije malo da se prilagode, da će draftovati trunku bolje. Jer fajn je šta god da draftaš, drafta i mid, drafta i early, drafta i late, ali nek ti kompozicija ima smisla. Mislim, jedino što mi pada na pamet je, i daću ti ovo savršen primjer, znači ako im je bila ideja, draftamo topside da hard scale-a, oba sol lanera outscale-aju, i onda će naš botlane da nas drži u gejmu, dok naši laneri ne naskelaju, bi grifa, bukvalno grifa. Ali dobro. Ok, znači zamisli da je to play. Zašto ne pikaš Caitlyn?
To sam upravo sad...
Evo, zašto ne pikaš Caitlyn Karma, Caitlyn Lux, ma Caitlyn Brown? Zašto ne pikaš Caitlyn? Jer hoćeš nešto te nosi u early game-u, nosite Caitlyn. Lucija neće. Pogotovo ne u ovo. Nek te Kled dive-uje, stavi 2 trepa iza njega, njegova ekipa ne može da follow-upa i sfokusiraš, gubiš ga. Ali s Caitlyn bi imao više kula, imao bi više pressure-a, sve bi ti bilo lakše. Pikaj Caitlyn. Pikaj Ash Browna. Duše Ash Brown je malo dog, ali ne. Ok, povlačim to, možda bi Ash bila jednako beskorisna. Ali Caitlyn ne bi.
Da, to mi delo da baš ne bi radila damage.
A mislim, jedino što mi pada na pamet je da možda ulta po mapi da juri Taliju. Kao, bar imaš neki pressure, a Lucija nema ništa. Mislim, opet poterali partija dovoljno dugo, ja vidim da Fnatic može se vrati samo dovoljno dugo, još 15 minuta. Da svi budu full build. Ovo mogu da bude kraj gema, da su odigrali dobro. Azir baca TP, Caps pokušava da ga cancela.
Caps se zaglavio.
Trči dole, brži je, ima zid brzina. Zid brzina ili Titalina pasivna, zid brzina, tako se zove. Zid brzina. Užas, mislim da ne znam, dobro, vidjet ćemo, ajde. G2 je igrao jako lepo, ne samo njima ništa da oduzmu. Znači, znali su da im je bio plan da igraju mid-game, igrali su mid-game, sve je bilo na mestu. Ne možete baš Nazira tako. Ti koliko Azirov range ovde znači, samo što imaju načina da re-engage-aju. Nemaju wave.
Stiže im jedan super minioni.
Da, i ovo je blue side Fnatica, što je dosta interesantno. Dobro, sad ćemo vidjeti neku Orianu, neku Ari, nešto. Biće neko malo veće nabadanje na midu, verovatno. Mislim, Azira su uzeli jer su morali, tako da... GG's, prvi game za G2, lepa partija.
G2 dosta dobar, ali ono... Komp Fnatica nije loš bio, nužno, pretjerano, ali kao, mogo je biti bolji. AD carry im je useless. Ja mogu da vidim zašto nisu htjeli da uzmu Jinx. Kao, možda su mislili, previše, nemamo Prajo na lane-u. Kao, ne znam, i dalje mislim da Jinx u Kai'Su je kao okej skroz.
Na, bilo je, finally, eto, napravili su grešku, to ih je koštalo, bilo kako bilo. Mi ćemo napraviti pauzicu od nekih 11 minuta, otprilike vraćamo se sa, verovatno, finalnom partijom, osim ako G2 ne nađe klač. Tu smo za 10-ak i vidimo se u sljedećem gemu.
That doesn't look good. Wait, I have a solution, but you have a break. I will be right back. Just wait.
Have a break. Have a Kit Kat.
See? I told you we'd figure it out. I don't think this counts. Come on, let's go.
Hey, Jake, have you joined the WhatsApp? What? Oh, join the WhatsApp? Jake, I need you to join the WhatsApp. I already joined the WhatsApp. They asked me, I joined the WhatsApp. Have you joined the WhatsApp?
Red Bull gives you wings.
now approaching the final pick, and what a ride it's been.
A moment of hesitation, but we're getting closer to the game changer, and what a legendary journey we've been on.
I mean, there's so many excellent options, but one of them has to be a perfect fit.
Oh, they're about to lock in.
Oh, what a pick!
What a way to close things out.
Book your next hotel stay in Madrid with Marriott Bonvoy. A check-in at every checkpoint.
Mia. Nice. Big guys, good job. Look at some. I see us coming. Good job. Lance, base and go bots. Catch mighty. Kill him. Guys, nice. No worries. I would from mid, by the way. Look, I see. He's done. Nice. I'm on me. I see la vie. Yeah. Luciano flash. Yeah, jump on.
The most successful team in Europe send their regards to the Ghost Fnatic falls here against G2 Sports. And Guy, I think we got a sneak peek of what we're going to talk about during this segment, because that All-Star XXL performance from Gruop.
I mean, if you talk about what we see later on into the game, absolutely. I think he's having some insane engages on that Alistar. I think it's great follow-up, but I really think, for me, this game was so much about that bot lane, especially because it didn't really go G2's in their favor in the beginning at all.
Exactly. We saw the typical Fnatic precision in the early game where I think Lavrov is making a little bit of misplays, and it leads up later on to the lead that Fnatic finds, because Upset and Mickey, ever since they've been together for throughout this whole year, it's always been about the bot lane for Fnatic. They get so many leads through them.
Yeah, we saw this in Fnatic series against BDS as well, right? They're just so good at playing through this bot side. Razork was playing the Jarvan there as well. This is exactly what they did there. And I thought to myself, okay, we're going to see the exact same thing we saw back then. Upset is going to take over on this Lucian. They've just shown Hansama away from an entire wave. The Lucian has gotten a kill. He's getting plates. Surely he's in a position where he's going to take over this game.
And you know what's a rare sight that we see in this game?
No, what are we seeing?
I feel like I haven't seen G2 come back into a game or win a game through bot lane in such a long time. I don't remember the last time we saw, you know, it was probably in the previous iteration of the roster where I see Hansama being empowered by Caps and Skewmon and Labrov, especially Skewmon and Labrov. I felt like they were together so often this game, and they were the main catalyst, and Hansama was the main catalyst as well as how they managed to bring this game back into their control, because it really wasn't easy with how ahead Fnatic was in the early game.
No, you're completely right, and I really love that thought process, Odo, because we also have like the comeback from G2 as well, where they're finally the ones diving bot lane instead. I'd love to show that as well, because they are also a team that in 2023, when they came in with the remake back then, they were playing through Hansama, right? And then it kind of stopped, and we didn't really see Hansama as a threat anymore. But now, as you say, we're finally seeing G2 once again put resources down in this bot side. In this clip, the Pantheon ult, the Talia ult, Kaiser getting the resources, Poby being stuck here as well. They're backing all of Fnatic in here and making sure that Hansama is set up for success.
And that's what you want to do with a composition like this, especially when you have that dive potential leaded by Pantheon in the jungle.
Exactly, because this is a tale as old as time, because when I was looking at this draft, I wasn't really so confident on the side of G2, because I was thinking, okay, Fnatic has a great front to back, but at the same time we saw a resurgence of the G2 of old, where they use their cross-map tools or they're just globals pretty much so well, where the game doesn't even become part of this sort of front-to-back team fight. It becomes more about skirmishing on the sidelines and finding picks left and right.
I mean, that's the thing. We saw G2 last week on their debut game in summer. We thought they were really convincing. Do you feel like they've been playing the same way? Do you feel like that's the style that G2 wants to have this summer?
I would say so, because I don't really think that it was so much about the globals this game. I just felt like we're seeing Skewmon and Labrov finally being able to do what G2 needs them to do. Handshake together, walk through caps or walk through hands and get leads for their team.
Yeah, and I think this is what that's going to be about, right? I think it's about Razork and Skewmon finding out how do they play through their bot lane as well, because you can clearly see, right, the laning phase did go in Opset's favor, but if you actually look at the rest of the game, it's Hansama who's taking over. And I think whatever jungler can have that influence on the mid lane that can then become the bot lane instead, they're probably going to have an easier time. And I think in a different world, Fnatic would have played cleaner through their bot lane. They made mistakes when they got their lead. It's almost like they got desperate. It felt like they felt like their lead wasn't big enough, so they started making mistakes with it, and that allowed G2 to come back.
And that's unlike the Fnatic that we've seen so far in summer, so maybe the biggest challenge they have yet? How do they readjust from that?
How do they readjust? Well, I really think that early game, when I think about these two teams where they go head-to-head and how they clash, I do feel like Fnatic is the better early game team, but at the same time, G2 has this tenacity. They have this resilience when it comes to mid-game that makes it really hard for them. So when I'm looking at Fnatic, what I really want to see from them is not really skipping steps, because I felt like up until that play in the top side jungle, where they threw the game and they threw their big lead, everything was fine, but it just felt like there was a lapse in their judgment where they skipped a step, and G2 knows how to capitalize on that. So I feel like when you get this sort of early game lead, all you need to do is be a little bit more patient and think a little bit more about the next play that you want to do.
And that's the Fnatic you want to see. Because I remember the rage that you had last week where, what is this Fnatic so methodical? Maybe going back to chaos here a bit more?
Yeah, I mean, production wanted to put me in the clown outfit again. I said no, not this time around, because I genuinely believe in this Fnatic. Game one.
Do you still?
I do still believe, and this is probably the true test, right? If you're able to come back from G2, because we've seen G2 break Fnatic so many times, this is a series. This is where I want to see them just mental reset, come into game 2 with a refreshed mind.
No game 1 ND here in this match of the week, and a lot of champions are taking off the board. So guys, quickly, Fnatic being on blue side here, is there anything you want to see them prioritize? We've talked about jungle a lot.
Ooh, I'm still thinking that we need to see Poby a little bit more empowered, because
the ghost. Let's go.
The goat, because he had a good laning phase. He was ahead of Caps, but I really feel like now maybe with the globals being out on the side of G2, I feel like now maybe this is where Poby's laning phase comes in, because I'm thinking the champions like Orianna are still in. So I think if they manage to capitalize more on the mid and the bot lane, they're going to be having a great game.
Poby in the biggest challenge he had yet. G2 opens up the score, so let's see if the boys in black and orange can fight back in game 2.
It is a very good question. Will they be able to fight back? Will fighting back be enough when a game
That's a little
to take
black and blue after that.
Yeah, there's a little... it was a bit of a roughie, my guy. And I think the thing, I like what the desk is talking about in the sense that I like having some more of those proactive engage options. There's certainly less of the semi-globals available, so a little bit easier to, you know, take some risks on side lanes.
No Lucian?
No Lucian is also a buff. That champion, you know, I respect anyone who's willing to try it, but historically it's just not not the most reliable go-to. Perhaps a room for some scaling this time around. Although there's a little voice in the back of my head that I thought I had fully silenced after Worlds 24 that's saying G2 Orianna Nocturne. And that makes me nervous for Fnatic because I was like, oh, maybe the best path for them is to set upset on hyperscaling, and that would make that impossible.
Definitely make things more difficult, but
Evo nas nazad. Da li ekipa Fnatica može da uradi išta ili će samo G2 da ih prestompa? Saznaćemo uskoro. Saznaćemo uskoro.
Game as well, the Talia walls were fantastic in splitting up, particularly upset from being able to play the game. But immediate Nico.
Yeah, and this, of course, an incredible pick from Mickey.
Wow.
Few players in the world who consistently use.
Rana Niko. Mislim, može biti flex, ali pitanje je koliko ćemo vidjeti to.
Na, to je istina, to je istina. Sam dosta zadovoljan, mislim da je Niko fun playmaking hero i mislim da je dobro za Mikija da on ima nešto na čemu možda napravi neku razliku, tako da sa te strane mislim da je skroz ok, ali G2 kaže hoćete se bijeti, idemo na ruke, ništa nas ne zanima.
Not having a strong jungler to try and combat that is going to be a little difficult. So you force the Zins out. I think you can still go for Nani here if you really want to on a G2 side and play for that facilitating role in the mid lane. And when you look towards the AD carries, even honestly looking for things like the Sivir just to help out in oh wow, okay.
Karma, so just look
Karma?
It looks like with the support
Karma Kit?
Still a flex, of course, but feels like most likely going into that bot lane matchup.
If I'm Fnatic, I think I might actually pivot out of
Karma je za mid game.
early aggression in the jungle and actually take the Wukong for ourselves.
U teoriji mogu i to, da.
You still end up with decent pressure in the fight, and there you take the Annie as well. So you've got great mid jungle now, you've got great team fight setups, and when you got the Karma, more than likely Ezreal is going to be the next rotation here. That's a very strong combo on that bottom side, and it means that you just instead go for more team fights than lane focus.
Yeah. And I really like having some champions who want to be in close range against the Xin. So often we see the Xin into these longer range compositions where it's all just gets so much value. G2 opting now for the Galio. But Fnatic, very clear what their composition wants to do, right? We know that the early stages of the game for the Wukong might not be as favorable as they are for the Xin Zhao, but this is a team that can push off, that can kick fights off. G2 responding with the Galio to hopefully mitigate at least some.
Od kad je Navi u lecu? Ovaj split. Kupili su slot od druga.
Only other thing I'd be worried about for Fnatic is things like a Jinx and these kind of very long range, because although you have some.
I iskreno kupili su i pola rostera, što je malo problematično. Ali vidjet ćemo. Biće bolje sljedeći split. Imaju nove igrače koji su spremni da igraju, tako da. Biće okej. Mislim, kažem, treba dati vremena Naviju. Što Fnatic je izgubio? Mislim, dobra, ne mogu kažem ništa. Ja sam kažem, izgubili su radi isto što radi i Navi, ali Pobi bar igra Eni, tako da će biti dosta agresivniji s te strane. A sad samo nemojte grifate kod AD carry pika. Ljudi, molim vas, nemojte grifati AD carry pikove. Ja kao AD carry sam lično potrešen zbog ovih situacija koje vidim. Znači, želim dobre AD pikove. Hajmo zajedno da razmislimo. Znači, ko šta radi, šta vi banujete? Ja mislim da, inače, postoji šansa da G2 blinda top da bi counter pikovali AD carry-a.
Fnatic je misovao ban? Wow, what? Ok, oni ladeni su banovali, aj kao. Ja za non-ban u solo queue reportujem ljude. Griffin hostage taking. Wow, wait, to je instant Rek'Sai bila.
Ok, da, spremili su.
The return of Rek'Sai top here in the LEC. Yeah, so she did end up getting changed coming on towards this patch. Her E got some nice little buffs where she does a lot more damage off it. So I'm excited to see now how this is going to pan out in towards the top side. Fnatic did end up missing a ban. on that last one, so it's not just a bug. They did end up missing a ban, but from Fnatic's side, we already talked about it, very clear. Dive in onto the backline, everything go, everything enables itself and tries to snowball the team fight out of control.
Aj, dobro da vidimo. Bold strategy, Kingston. Let's see if it pays off for them.
That nice Galio Rek'Sai combo there as well. So I think it's going to be honestly an all-out brawl.
I like when we're going to see a fist fight, frankly. G2 already up 1-0. Fnatic.
Odnosno kiša pada, čujem nešto lupa napolju. Dobro, ajmo da vidimo, mislim, BB igrao Rek'Sai i ranije. Rek'Sai top nije novo za njega, iako je dosta novo za nas ove godine, ali igrao je neki naporan tank Rek'Sai build. I, mislim, radio je, jako je unkillable bio. Tako da, vidi ovo, vidi ljubav. Vidi dres Fanatika i dres G2-a zagrljeni, pa to nema nigde.
Ja nisam stigao da vidim nikakve dresove tamo.
Fnatic, can they fight back, bring us to a game 3? Going to be a tall task, because remember, we said semi-globals. Ooh, that was a problem. And Caps has like won again. And this is a role that Caps has been comfortably slipping into, right? The role of utility. The Talia, obviously a control mage, but does bring in that semi-global utility, often a setup tool. Galio, it's a similar story.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
But I think as much as I would like to talk about any of that, I think it's said for the first time in forever, we're going to talk about a Cassante lane. And it is definitely not because of the Cassante. Instead, I think it's important that we talk about Rek'Sai, right? You mentioned some of the changes. For people who don't know, she did receive it's a bit of a revert, it's a bit of a rework. So old school Rek'Sai fans will already know this, but when your Fury is fully stacked, love that graphic, thank you, production. Yeah, you're going to do true damage, which is what it used to be. More frequent knockups at higher ranks, so it used to be 10 seconds flat. Now at max rank of W, it'll be 6 seconds, although we don't expect to see W.
Ok, dobijamo Rek'Sai breakdown.
Is that ultimate?
Yeah, excuse me, sorry. Yeah, change from missing HP to max percent HP damage has been a really nice.
Ništa biće naporano, on ide se trade ko budala, igra tank Rek'Sai.
The max act true damage is super nice into a lot of these tanks, and also having that cooldown up significantly quicker just makes it a bit of a nuisance specifically for the likes of Cassante in that. And that's really what we're seeing it picked into this type of matchup where you can expose that a huge amount of time.
And Broken Blade has been an enthusiast of Rek'Sai top for a while. Of course, last time we saw Rek'Sai top, it was nerfed because essentially you could stack the Fury too quickly and the healing was too much. So this was just an unkillable champion. Now, from looking at
I dalje će biti unkillable champion.
Tank Rek'Sai, high-level Korean solo queue seems like a lot of mixtures. There's some Titanics going around, so we'll see exactly what he wants to do in this particular matchup. But you can see already a lot of aggressive early trading.
Either way, it should get good control on this top side, and I think this has kind of been sick to see from BB.
I dalje će biti veoma unkillable.
Like this is a guy that for the longest time was able to bring out stuff. We got to see.
I onda se zakopa, nakila se 100 healtha i onda tako trada, puni taj bar i tako ide u krug.
I think it's great to see him
Hunt sama.
to a confident position after a lot of people kind of put question marks on his performance this spring.
Okay, I need you to
Upset, pogledaj kako je krenuo. Cipilo je 4 pota.
To i Hunt sama je znao dosta da radi i jedan od razloga zašto to radi toliko dobro je zato što je jako teško igrati lane bez dovoljno sustaina, a Boots 4 pota ti daje dve stvari. Prvo ti daje dovoljno sustaina u laneu jer imaš 4 pota, a drugo daje ti moveset da dođaš skill shotove koji dolaze s druge strane. Tako da ovo nije nešto što bi radio non stop sa Jinom, ali je nešto što bi u ovom matchupu vjerojatno radio na skoro bilo kom heroju.
Da, mogu da vidim recimo neći ići u tipa nešto kao Draven Leona. Ali as Karma koji ima dosta skill shotova je tako neki sličan lane. Ali mi je samo interesantno i da vidim uopšte. Generalno ljudi igraju na ego pa uzmu i dalje ono Doran's Blade i jedan pot. Dobro.
flash over the wall, and LeBron just caught out in a weird place.
Yeah, that was incredibly awkward. Of course, you know, a small mistake that is going to have a big ripple effect is accelerating the Wukong early is pretty devastating. Again, level 6 for Razork, the big goal for him to get there. And yeah, LeBron, a few unfortunate deaths in the previous.
Ne, sakne, Rex je bio broken. Znači, Turbo Glup heroj, čak je bila meta u nekom trenutku na topu. Zašto nikad ne može da umre? Ne može da ubiješ Rexe, mislim, osim ako ne izinta. Ali kao, trejda se, zakopa se, nahila se, otkopa se, prebijete, zakopa se, opet se nahila. I problem je što te hila u odnosu na tvoj health i zato buildaš tank. Mislim, to možda bude Bruiser, Titanic, Hydra, šta god, ali kao... Poenta je tu da, viš, on ulazi ovako, trejda se. Fajno je da izgubi trade, dobit će ga svejedno, to je glupo, viš. Onda uleti ovako, dobije 200-300 healtha. Onda i dan baru, napuni bar i onda opet se kopa i opet se healuje. Zašto nema mane, nema resursa, onda ima infinite heal.
It also puts a lot of pressure on towards Skewmond, because this was kind of where you wanted to go for the Zinzao, as we talked about, to have a bit more of that early pressure. Now already down a kill in respect of Razork makes it a bit more difficult for you to have impact. I think he can still try and play around Poby, especially actually now that he's just TP back into lane. Maybe there's an angle to try and make something happen, but if you end up matching Razork and you overextend Skewmon in the trade with the early Sheen picked up for Razork, it can make it a bit more difficult.
Definitely not where you want to be, right? Love to get that early acceleration for the Zen, love to get those early ganks. Sunder Sky ahead of schedule can often just be a massive game changer, especially in the first few skirmishes where champions really just don't have the damage to finish those kills. Mickey's still fishing for plays, of course, on the top side. We checked in on Broken Blade and Oscar. Unsurprisingly, Broken Blade is winning the war of attrition. The healing coming in from the Fury. Oscar and not really enough damage to threaten. Also, of course, mana reliant, which Rek'Sai isn't. So the joy of Rek'Sai top is back. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Poby just going to leverage the bear to get push over Caps. Neither of them, of course, with access to the TP. So this could put Caps pretty far down. Does opt to stick around. Mickey pretending to be a minion, catching out LeBron. LeBron thought it was fake, but it was real long upset.
Da, ja sam isto pomislio da je klon.
Lepo.
Oh, that is not the start G2 were looking for. Wait a second. Poby.
Poby ga solo killuje.
He's living.
Ne.
Not even close.
Oscar needs to be careful though. That's 15% max HP damage on Broken Blade's ultimates. And he was certainly getting below that level. But
ali se nahila Sante.
From what we saw in the last game was them burning summoner spells, not being able to capitalize. Now they're burning more summoner spells after capitalizing.
Continuing to capitalize, but the early levels were good in the previous game as well. Remember, we saw it on the desk. There was a lead for the bot lane 2v2. This game we expected to be harder for Fnatic to find that lead, but again, LeBron caught out 2 times back-to-back. It's a devastating start for G2. We'll see if Broken Blade maybe can make the difference on the top side.
Bolje. S tim da mislim da će Bibi opet haos da gapuje Oskara. I mislim da se Oskar Malkice također zbunio u ovom matchupu. Okej, ide po... Ali ovo je toliko unlucky za njega, final igra Rek'Sai. Jednom kad je ušao da prokade Molish jungler je tu.
G2 with the TP from Broken Blade to the bottom side, I think are just going to completely forego any sort of contest on towards the Void Grubs.
Yeah. And you can see now, it's a lot harder for G2 to just take full control in the context of the 2v2. LeBron forced to sidestep, but also the early death giving Upset quick access to the swiftness boots, which just makes so much of the poke harder to land. Mickey messing with LeBron, I think it's safe to say. Successful in one of his mind games so far, and Broken Blade beginning the proxy. Perhaps just a march to the mid lane.
There is good vision from G2 to spot out exactly where Razork is. Knew he's going towards mid, Caps backs off. Now Poby, a little bit of pressure, but
you can hear the thumper. No. No sandworms today. But G2 have access. Priority in the mid lane. The uncertainty of where Broken Blade is means they'll at least grab 1 grub. Sticking around for more is a bit of a risky proposition. Mickey only level 5.
Lack of sweeper is hurting Fnatic here. They haven't cleared out any of the vision G2 placed.
Also, Broken Blade giving them a bit of extra free vision with the Tremor Sense. Mickey now forced back. They do at least get the reset. Hansama. Okay, Mickey. Movement speed to try and sidestep, and now G2 just turn right back. Oscar trying to fight Broken Blade, but again, this is a... He's a...
I dodžovao mu je.
Knock up, true damage, walks away. Well, in the Battle of Aura, I think we know who came out on top there.
But also in the battle for Void Grubs, G2 just played it really well. They got the vision down early. There was actually no sweeper available on Mickey or Razork, so couldn't clear any of it out. And G2 just used that information and freebies roam towards mid to just get full control. Really well played on by G2 on organizing that map stage.
Yeah, and again, we've got Broken Blade on a side lane who is going to be a tough threat to deal with. And Caps as well with the potential to collapse there means G2, they don't have the same formula for success they had in the previous game. It's not quite as easy as it was with all those CC sources and Hansama and Kaisa. But the path starts to feel a little bit clearer for them as LeBrob find a snare under Razork. Not afraid to continue posturing forward. Good sidestep on the deadly flourish. G2 looking to secure double objectives. Again, Broken Blade has been such a powerful pressure point for the team. It really has just been that battle of attrition as Poby and Caps ready to trade blows once again. Poby getting the CC down, but won't stop Caps from getting an empowered auto off.
The base damages on the Galio absolutely absurd and make it very difficult. BB getting a good trade. Oscar misses the W, so BB won't get knocked underneath the tower. Oscar needs just constantly try and get that flick back or some knock back towards the turret so we can go for the all out, but it's just not happening.
Yeah.
Nemanemo legitimno samo ne igra u njega, mislim tu nema šta.
It's still two tanky champions fighting, right? So it may not look impactful, I think, to the average player, but Broken Blade getting away with murder in so many of these circumstances. Oscar, it's so difficult for him.
No, mi treba da proba da mu prokuje ove tunele koliko može. Ali znali mite, problem je što Bibi znali mite ovog heroja. Mnogo više nego bilo kod drugi u lecu. I on kako vraća Hjelta, pogledaj ovo. On je već na full fury skoro.
Mislim, kao nije nužno toliko loše za Pobija, jer, ne za Pobija, za Oscara, zato što je gol diven između njih dvojice. Pobibi nema neku ogromnu prednost sad. Dakle, Sante je sam po sebi također, ono, klub champ.
The Broken Blade has to be a little careful when he uses the ultimate because it does place you behind the Cassante who can then immediately all out. So if you're close to tower, it can be a little dangerous, but top end.
Also the immediate, Omni Vamp that comes through. You really got to do the math right here. Is Upset, nice fourth shot, good damage back, heal back from LeBrob. Sidestep from Upset is good. Again, early investment in Swifties. Really valuable there.
It's been really strange though, because we kind of see Fnatic not often in towards bot side, but like mid lane and kind of on the top side being able to get some control, but haven't been able to capitalize on it. Whereas for G2, they found these like tiny little windows they can operate on, and then are like.
Razmišljam ko bolje skela, mislim mi se više sviđa opet ekipa Fnatica ovdje. Kad smo kod toga, Caps je mrtav. Skewmon dobija ovo, ne dobija ovo. Medvedi, da, Medved i Majmun zajedno.
Čekaj, možda? Ne, Razork ima je sigurno sad. Ali, da se nije vratio, ne znam. Da se nije vratio, možda bi preživeo.
And that deadly flourish from downtown seals the deal. Again, great call from Razork to just sit in this bush and wait. Poby gets the ultimate off crucially as well to set up then for Razork to kill out Caps. And he buys so much time here. Nearly end up getting that rotation off to get another stun, but Razork...
Da li je mogu Skewmon da pobegne na kraju?
Can take down Skewmon.
Yep. Felt a little bit close there. Skewmon surviving on a blinking HP bar, turned back right as the damage came in.
Nisam siguran, iskreno nisam siguran.
Da, ja isto nisam siguran. Ne znam da li, pošto ti Q ima ono bonus range, ne znam da li bi ga udario. Možda. Možda misli da može da dobije heal nazad od Sundered Sky-a također. Pa bi tradeovao ako ništa drugo.
Razork wandering in. Broken Blade still in the area. Mickey forced out in mid lane. Broken Blade keeping it.
Šta radi Bibi?
Mislim da nije, da. Fajn. Ode. Ode.
Aj, a, pobeže im lik. Ali dobro, Fnatic je uzeo zmaja, ako ništa drugo.
But you know what? It's been a while since you played Rexa. You kind of forget where the tunnels are. You know, it's
easy misclick, honest mistake. Yeah.
That's
Caps gets a tower in the meantime. Whoa. Okay, that was a sequence of play. BB still up in gold.
Because you can see the call from G2 was, oh, they've TP'd Oscar and down, we'll just go for the top tier one. And then BB
Jedino me brine kod ekipe G2-a što jedini magic damage koji imaju je Galio. I yes, Karma support, ali to baš neće biti nešto insane.
Oscar, da li je naša koza ovdje dovoljno dobro da uzme kill? Oscar. Kako su pobegli? Svi kako su pobegli od njega, znali su. Aura.
Znali su da je jači.
Čekaj, pitanje da li će Caps ići uopšte, bilo kakav AP. Mislim, kao vrati će Rift Maker.
Da, Rift Maker neki.
Exactly. It's like the where's the ball.
It's like the where's the ball. We're just gonna scam them. We're gonna be like, all right. Yeah, I don't know how I feel if that's the most ethical choice, but look, if the pros are down, and they won't be, we'll make them do it. Either way, that's the joy. So Poby gonna get Prey Secret out there, and again, Broken Blade just continues to be annoying. I think that is the. I'm just gonna say, when Broken Blade is being annoying.
Čeka, teo je, ali ne može.
Zac top lane, Warwick top lane, Kled top lane. Like if this
Čuo Zac, ja mislim da Zac top lane I dalje ima priču.
Verovatno.
You're in a tough position. And the tough part for Fnatic is even though they got a decent number of kills, Razork is really far ahead, the gold is still dead even.
But also he's just able to do so much because there's a ton of control on this bottom side of the map. You've got wards littered everywhere that just spot out if anyone's coming. Plus he's got the tremor sense for anyone who's trying to bypass those wards. It is incredibly difficult to make anything happen against BB.
Yeah, he's just going to tunnel out to safety. This time no misclicks. We'll just walk away. G2 looking for a trap. Alright,
there's a lot of sounds.
There's a lot of. I can't tell which one is the one spamming the emotes. But Mickey's now been caught out by ulti, blocking up Skewman. But now it's Caps on the way and looking to save the day as Razork
Skewman
spins his way the hell out of there. But it's TP. Oh no! Going in. That was. Oh god, Poby, that was not it. Hansama now on the chase. Ulti not available. Doesn't need it. Razork caught out as well. Flashing. Trying desperately to make it away.
Bobinho teleportovao se u njih, ne baš najbolje.
In honor of Kobe, that TP sucked. That was real bad.
That was not.
That was bad.
Less than ideal.
That was not it.
Again, kind of been what we've been saying for Fnatic. It's, hey, you have some ideas that are working, and then it comes to a mid-game, and you overextend, there's no communication, somebody's getting caught out, and this time it might be LeBron, but it may be turning around.
They have no prio, mid or bot. Fnatic still fighting to defend their bot side jungle. G2 slowly start to pull ahead once again. So despite the fact that Fnatic are up in kills, it just hasn't mattered.
But sure they're up in kills, but the gold is in favor of G2. They've gotten that top tower, they've gotten bot tower, they're opening up the map well, they're actually playing for a lot of their.
Mislim, Bibi kad igra Rexa to kod igrate protiv Bausa. Samo će biti turbo naporan, turbo ono, skakaće ljudima na glavu, a nemaš niš puno povodu njega. Jadi carry također, više imaš top lanera koji ima možete hard CC-a, radi ti dovoljno damage-a te ubije, iako nije baš da te šota. Ono, čukat će te malo po malo dok te ne bude našao.
Još ako uzmem bilo kakav AD. Ja sam iskreno mislio da će otići Titanic drugi. Ali ide je Spirit. Pretpostavljam da ide Spirit, ne znam šta bi drugo mokao.
There's just nice ward setups again from G2. You got one here, just here at the top of your screen. There we go.
There you go.
Just that one. But there's also just down over here another ward that's just teetering in there. That makes it very, very difficult for anyone on Fnatic to actually congregate on mid wave, especially as you got the speed up from LeBron. Hansama has that escape. You have to find some creative way to actually get in behind them.
Can be a bit tricky. Fnatic grouping. Will finally drop the Herald. Last game they weren't able to break mid. Only managed to find the charge. This time might be a bit different. Oscarinen. Just waiting, hoping the full 5-stack is enough. They're conceding a bit of pressure on the bottom side, but they should be able to break down mid-tier 1. I think good recognition from Fnatic on what makes them strong in the context of the game. It's not your skirmish power, it's the team fight, but it does mean giving up at least a little bit of pressure on bottom. Maybe an entire wave as Broken Blade happy to push in and simply use the tunnels to walk away, and now can even use the Tremor Sense for just free information.
Spots Oscarinen, knows that someone has to catch that wave on bot, and this is what G2 were actually playing for was, oh, well, we're going to now catch mid-wave, and we get to enter into river as you have to go and defend the waves that we pushed in on top and bot, and then we get dragon, right? So, even though Fnatic got the mid-tower,
mislim, oni su fani dalje, zar ne mislim da skilluju okej? Fnatic.
Da, isto.
No šta mi se samo ne sviđa? Ne sviđa mi se što, ako je Pobi već otišao na CDR boots, mi se bi morao pravi više pleva na Eni. Mislim, on voli da igra agresivno, sve to ide na Liandri Rajla, je najverovatnije, što je tačno. Ali CDR boots ti ima value samo ako spamuješ ulti. To jest ako spamuješ flash ulti. Osim toga, ja sam na njegovom mjestu tebi prodao, otišao bi na Plated Steel Caps ili na Spellpen.
Malo kasni pobio ovu partiju. Ne igraju sa njim, a kada treba da se teleportuje na reakciju igra više nego na proakciju. Kao da krene odmah sa teleportom, nego sačeka i malo zakasni.
And you didn't get the kill, so the flash being down doesn't matter as much. And it's a difficult situation where Razork has that big range of threat, right? But Poby and Mickey really need angles. They don't have those big dashes. We don't even have a proto belt yet from Mickey. And so if Upset is in position, it's just Razork by himself. And the Wukong is good, but the damage, it's not that high.
But it's also the fact that you are now way less of a threat as Razork's 4.
Ali dobro, mislim, sreće pa Bibi ne prima damage ni od atakana. Može bar na tanku u ovom trenutku.
Mickey standing still, playing with the Tremor Sense here as they walk away for the second game. It's just G2 walking in and taking it. Fnatic not feeling confident. Again, they don't have the Wukong ulti, so they decide not to fight, but...
Bukvalno se plaše, deluje mi tako.
Ko Navi da gledam, evo iskreno.
G2 then go, cool, you don't have a jungler that can be a real threat on any of these waves. We will push top and we will push mid. Now we have full control. We're going to set up vision
legitimno ko Navi da...
because you've no Wukong. Like it's G2 just playing to
Da gledam.
capitalize on unforced errors.
Jako su spori na tempu. Ne znam kako su uspjeli da, kao toliko su forsirali mid kulu, na kraju nisu ni otišli samo da na zmaja, a legitimno su mogli da kažu samo ok, dropovat ćemo waveove, koga briga, nema veze i idemo samo tamo i kao forsiramo fight, ako već znamo da smo jači u fightu, da smo na taj način forsirali mid jer se G2 plaši, ajde da forsiramo fight i oko zmaja. I sad su, samo ne znam što se desilo, uopšte.
What has Summer brought to Fnatic, and unfortunately, it just doesn't really look like enough. G2 kind of playing with their food, and every single time, Fnatic haven't got to...
Riftmaker na Galio omogućava mu doda i na nešto agresivnije. Riftmaker, Galio, možda još neki, možda Bloodletter? Ma da opet nema za koga da shredda MR, nisi siguran da je to dobar play.
Zonja, mislim da ćemo biti sljedeća.
Zonja je fair, Zonja je fair, jer Zonja je okej. Iki isto radi jako malo, ajmo da vidimo, bravo.
Opa.
A šta je sad problem ovdje, gle, našli su kill i šta sad?
Ništa.
Minut 10, Baron, Elder, nema ništa na mapi.
Da, još neće doći flash od Annie za sljedeći fight. Tako da ona je manji problem. Da, Skimon se ne boji jer nema any ulti. Any mu ne može ništa. On ih lomio oboje u svom ultu. To je to. Ok, tradeovali su, ali sad će Razork da se tradeuje i to je to.
Pokušava s Tiberzom da prebije Hansa, ali teška priča.
Double TP from LeBron and Caps. I think they want to look for the tier 2 on the top side off this wave as well and get more push. You've got Caps who can ultimate back over towards that dragon.
Interesantno da je G2 se teleportovao na top, ja sam mislio da će otići da probaju da stave Vision oko zmaja. Mislim, nije im bitan, tek je drugi zmaj za Fnatic. Ne, ali nije bilo fora u tome da li je on jak. Pobi nema kako. Mislim, šta Tibers ga bije, okej, super, i Skimon ultuje i šta. Pobi nema flash, čovjek prišao Zinu.
Da. To je ono o čemu smo mi pričali, pa su poslije njihovi kasteri isto ponovili isto, ali kao dao si flash ulti za supporta kada samo gubiš tempo za sve. I sad gubiš Drakea, mislim da neće odmah na Barona, ali svako su skroz ok poziciji da nastave samo da lead outuju game. Da, viš ti šta je, heroj. I on zaroni i on je full opet, gle ovo.
Dobro, nije baš full, čekaj, živ je Pobi. Aj, više nije živ.
Čekaj, jeste,
Konstanta shield, aj, nije, ali Caps je isto umro.
Caps je mrtav, da.
Labrov, da mu shield. Never mind.
Odvratan heroj.
Strašno. Katastrofa. Evo to. Miki.
Labrov bacio flash.
Will manage to make it away, and it's a messy, scrappy skirmish. Pobi will be up momentarily, as will Caps.
Skimon može da ga razbuca samo. Okej, mnogo damage su mu radili. Evo ga, ide. Reksaj, vram. Krenuo je da buildu damage, mislim će ovo biti Sterak ili Hullbreaker?
Na što može da bude? Bloodletters... Bloodmail?
Bloodmail, može, upravo si.
Mislim, u teoriji može šta god, i Sterak, Bloodmail, Titanic može mu bude zadnja 3 itema. Vidi, on tankuje.
Ajao, i Pobi šta radi sa ovim teleportovim. Ajao, pa možda je humanoid bolji.
Nisi to rekao. Ne mogu da verujem šta je rekao moj kolega.
Jesi ti vidio ovaj teleport?
Jesam, ali... Znaš, sad je pod stresom, ovo mi je prvi poraz, nije lako.
Da, upravo si. Ajde, benefit da dodavati. Nije tiltovao.
Održavaju agro na Baronu, sad ćemo da vidimo. Ako Razork ušeta i smite stila Barona, bit ću jako razočaran na evropski lol, ali neće, tako da fajni, neće da ga flipaju, pametni su. Dobar Gali, jako dobar Gali ult.
Ne radi Broken Blade ništa damage-a, bukvalno. G2 je samo bolji tim, to je bukvalno to. Oni su legit samo bolji tim.
To je skroz fair take, bukvalno su bolji tim. Vidi ga. Koliko BM-uje. Vidi ga. Si Upset mu radi damage. Samo što džabe kad se on ukopa i nahila sav ti damage za 2 sekunde.
The unkillable Demon Queen in the mid lane would actually turn out.
Damn. I did not expect this. This level of dominance, you know what? I could see how people consider G2 favorite. I could see it even if I believed in Poby. But this level of dominance, Rob, I was not prepared. But this is so...
Mi je žao što nisam ostao na svojih 2-0 predikciji.
Ne, Poby, ne.
Humanoid ne bi bio 1-6, ja mislim. I dalje bi izgubili, ali Humanoid bi bio 1-1, jer ne bi ništa radio.
Mickey tries to go with the ult, but the knock-up had already come through from Broken Blade, which means he can't really get access to the backline. Immediately captures the follow-up, and you're just running for the hills. And this is kind of one of the downsides of the composition from Fnatic. You don't really have that consistent DPS from your mid and AD carry. You're reliant on Razork to provide it. But when you don't have these tools and this snowball from the early game, Fnatic just don't really have enough to carry them through.
No, and they all need to be on the same page, right? And it's a difficult situation where if you had gotten something like the Rumble, we can see how much easier this could have been. But with the Cassante, he can do a lot of damage when he goes all out, but he needs to be in the right position. And G2 are just staying at arm's length until it's a fight they want to take.
But also, you started this game with 3 kills onto Razork, and Fnatic just couldn't find a way to get that value out of him. And I think that also is a lot due to how G2 were able to set up the map. But
Or built out. G2 continuing the siege. You're right. I mean, credit to G2 for the map setup.
Nema, bukvalno nemaju kako da igraju. Pokušavam da smislim da postoji neki ugao se vrate nazad ovaj game, ali... Any Foreman ulti ovdje im ne vina fight. Vidim fight, ne vidim game.
They're doing their best to hold on here, stop the siege. Root from Mickey does not connect. Oscarinen trading his life just to get a bit more space. Broken Blade just tunneling back. In the meantime, mid lane will die. I mean, again, G2 playing on 2 points of pressure. There's not really a lot Fnatic can do. They don't have good wave clear. That is the other awkward thing. There's an IE finally for upset, but it's not going to help him kill Broken Blade.
But even if you dive in, who are you getting here? Well, we're about to find out.
Oh, Mickey! Nema follow-up. Ode Mickey u njih. A tim ko šiša. Wow, su ih. Samo su ih pregazili u fight.
G2 effortless on the final push, denying any follow-up on the engage, but now the curtain call comes out, upset safe in the base.
Iskreno nisam ovo očekivao. Okej, sam očekivao da G2 pobedi, pričali smo o tome, to nam je bio predikt, ali ovako da ih urniše ekipa G2-a. Damn, iskreno. Ma kakvi, ovo nije bilo ni blizu.
Ni malo, ni malo. Pa dobro, 2 stompa manje više. 3 sata. Da nije bilo pauza, bilo bi 2 sata. Legit. Strašno. Baš je ono neočekivano dominantan dan.
LEC on X. Good look. The real question is, does Broken Blade know the secret tunnel song? That's what I wanted.
Yeah. Well, look, if we can get him for like PGL or maybe we can ask him to sing this there. I'm sure he.
Ko je MVP? Šta kaže Sajna ove serije?
Ja bi možda rekao Bibi?
A Bibi nije bio ponuđen.
Bio je Skumond, ali ja bih rekao Bibi i dalje. Ne mogu Skumond nam što je flameao protivnika. Ja bih rekao da je Bibi bio najbolji. Žao mi je. Pobi nije radio ništa. Kan sama je igrao dobro, ali imao je bolji tim. I guess da je Caps pošto daje intervju, ne?
Moguće.
Možda nam je to cheat način da znamo ko je domio MVP-a, vidimo ko radi intervju, u fazonu smo mi znamo. Mi imamo dojavu.
Ko je, što je Bibi igrao u prvoj partiji? Sad mi stao mozak.
Moram je da vratim film.
Bukvalno je, znaš, ono kao prošlo i samo ne znam.
Samo su ih stompovali. Ništa, imamo intervju ljudi moji i to je bilo to svako za danas. Setit ćemo se sutra smo tu od 5 sati za let, tako da ostajte s nama, uživajte intervju, mi se vidimo na streamu za nekih 2-3 sata.
No, I mean, I was definitely curious as well, and I mean, I think he played well today. I think, especially the second game, he played well on the Annie. I think he, like at least in the laning phase, and I think after that we managed to catch him off guard a few times. And usually with Annie, if you start dying, you tend to die a lot, so it was a bit tougher. But I think he did well so far.
Yeah, magnanimous as always, Caps. In the second game, you guys were behind early. Do you feel like usually when you play versus Fnatic in the team, there is an atmosphere of we kind of got this because we know how they play? Is that the case?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I think we wanted to show because they picked our group, right?
Yeah.
There was only us in the group and they picked us, so we wanted to show them that even if they get a little bit of a lead, we still got them.
I love it. I heard from one of our wonderful stage managers that you were in a great mood this morning. You're always in a good mood, but you were even in a better mood. You really wanted to get on the Rift. Why was that?
I mean, I'm not sure exactly why. I think definitely playing as Fnatic is always fun. I love this matchup. It's a fun one, and now with a new player as well, it makes it even more exciting. And also we have a lot of things to prove after a week MSI, so and some not the best performances in the last finals, but we're stepping it up and we're going all the way this time. So
nice, I love to hear it. I love to see it. Also bringing out the Rek'Sai. Is that kind of a part of your identity that you want to build on a little bit more? Because that is always something when you haven't been in the most successful forms of this lineup. It was that you could bring out these new picks, that you could be very creative.
Yeah, I mean, the Rex are top. I mean, we had it a lot last year, I think it was, or maybe it was the year before, but it's definitely one of VP can be very strong on it, so he showed up again today. Can be very hard to kill, and it was hard for them to deal with it for sure.
I saw it. I was reminded of the Vayne moment because I saw a TikTok about it. I think some other people did as well. It's kind of trending again, and that made me think about all the crazy things that you have played in the past. Now I see you picking a Galio in the second game. I see you picking a lot of utility for your team, but where is that wild side of Caps where we can like see him on something insane? Even Larson played a Kali, for God's sake.
Yeah, I mean, definitely a lot of people asking for the Vayne. We will see if it ever ends up coming out. It does sound like people want it, so let's see if we can find a draft somewhere.
Yeah, they do. Any final notes about, well, all the G2 fans that are here every single week and the fact that you had a wonderful performance with your team?
Well, thank you. I mean, definitely a big shout out to all the fans for supporting us. It feels amazing to go on stage and see so many of you guys. And we're gonna make you guys proud this time. Thank you.
Love it. Thank you very much, Caps. We're going to kick it over to PGL. We've got Laura, we've got Skewmont, Oprema. Wow, it's a baguette fest over there.
It's a baguette fest, yeah, that's one way of saying it. Let's call it la PGL en français. Welcome, sir. Sir, how are you doing? Félicitations. Congratulations on taking down Fnatic.
Feeling pretty good. Obviously, like winning 2-0 is very nice.
Yeah.
I think we could have made the early games a bit better for sure. I think we made some silly mistakes. But other than that, I think we had some pretty good games. I think our mid game was clean, so I'm really happy with that.
General Romain, any takes on what your jungler just said? Because you were watching from backstage, and I know that usually you live the games as much as you can. Any stress here today?
First game took a bit of time to start, but after the little fuck up at the red, then you could feel suddenly in the comms everything was way more clear. So we like backstage, we knew like, all right, we have at least this game in the bag. And then game 2, I think, was really nice as well, really clean from you guys. So GG, you can be proud of this one.
Thank you.
It was. I'm just wondering, are people going to start banning Pantheon against you? Do you think they should? I feel like you're really good on the champion.
No, obviously not. I'm really happy. Like, I don't like playing this champ at all. So, like, if they can leave it up.
All right.
Nice. Like, yeah, this champ is very annoying. I don't like it. So,
yeah.
Leave it open.
Don't ban it. Leave it open. You were the key player of the series today, Skewmont. Do you feel like it's deserved? If you were to like give a grade to your performance out of 10, what would it be?
I would give probably 8. Yeah. I mean, like, I think actually, like, BB did a very nice work, but like, since he was playing like tanks, like for example Rexa on the second game and Kled on the first one, I don't think like he got a lot of praise, but I actually think like he was playing really, really good. You know, like he came out of some really weird situation on the first game. I was like wondering how could he actually survive from this situation? but yeah, I mean like he just played great, so props to him.
The life of a top laner, no recognition whatsoever. Actually, you were mentioning it. You played Kled and Rek'Sai in the second game. How hard is it to implement new champions that, especially we haven't seen in ages in compositions you want to play?
I mean, I think like if it's some obviously like champs like Rammus, Timo, like it's gonna be hard to actually pick them on stage, even though if they are strong, right? But like regarding these champs, like especially for a player like BB, like if I'm not mistaken, like last year he was the king of Rek'Sai like during winter, so like it's just very easy to pick up for him, and like he just knows the matchup and he